Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside Shenandoah High School, Rex Roth Court. TJ Young alongside the man, the myth, the legend, Marvin, and the coach, Aaron Burdorf. Coach, another Hawkeye 10 double dip tonight, Phillies and the Trojans.
Two fairly evenly matched teams. Both teams have a high score and then a lot of role players. So we'll see what we get tonight from Atlantic and Shenandoah.
That's the beauty of this video stream. We always see what we get. So Atlantic has the ball. I'm full of it tonight, folks, and you'll find out later, I'm sure. Atlantic has the ball. 3 in the right corner by Zoe Kirchhoff, and she gets things started with a bang. 3-ball corner pocket for Atlantic. Shenandoah getting a little tempo press by the Trojans, and they break that press. Cassidy Stevens has it on the right wing, moves it up in between the circles. Caroline Rogers rocking the calf sleeve tonight. Hashtag calf sleeve.
It's a shin. It's for her shin.
Oh. Shin splints?
Yeah.
Fair enough. And the amount of knowledge that we get from you on a daily is impressive. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Atlantic ball, so a little bit of a slow start. We're just 58 seconds into the game. We'll get into the clock a little bit later because that's a nugget that we're going to talk about tonight and forever.
We're going to find out.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to tease the audience until you see it for yourself, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a foul on Caroline Rogers. That'll be the first foul of the evening for either side. Oh.
Just so you know, it's going to lead to some experimentation tomorrow in a math class.
Oh, nice.
I'm already thinking about it.
That's good. I hope so, and I hope I'm wrong. 3-ball, bang. That was Maddie Richter for 3, so the hoop is quite large for the Trojans here, or early here in Page County. And just to be clear, those of you from Atlantic tuning into us instead of other broadcasts, this is, in fact, Page County, not to be confused with the other side of the highway, which is Fremont County, the other side of Highway 59 there, where I work. That's Fremont County. Did you know that?
Yeah. Your directional thing, whatever you're talking about, they had the possession arrow that pointed the wrong direction here to start the game.
Mr. Newberg got it fixed,
yeah,
though.
He got it fixed.
Rocking a sweet Hawaiian tee.
You should have seen mine today. We had the K8 building looking real sweet in our Hawaiian shirts.
I bet so. Did you guys have a luau?
It was Christmas vacation, and you could read into that whatever you wanted. Vacation, Christmas, the show.
Sure.
Or you could
just taking a vacation.
Just go on vacation.
3 in the corner. That rattles around for a while. No good. And then a foul as the offensive rebound was corralled by Lene Green. That foul is going to go on Katrina Williams. Katrina Williams' first foul. Second foul on Atlantic. So Shenandoah trying to get on the board for the first time yet tonight. Lene Green to the line. We just looked it up before the game. Averaging, thank you, Marvin, by the way, averaging 18.5 points per game so far, 8 games through the season. An uptick from her production a season ago.
Yeah. Leading scorer for the Phillies goes 2 for 2 and gets them on the board down 6-2 early.
So 6-2 the score, as Coach mentions, and a little tempo press, a little 2-1-2 here, and then just like that, you don't have to create turnovers. Sometimes people just give them to you, and Atlantic gives one to Shenandoah. Just changing the tempo. Stevens being guarded by Claire Pellet. Hands it off now, and Stevens on the drive, and that's a big second foul, because that will be 2, I believe, on Peyton Harder.
That is a big foul.
That's a big foul.
She's their leading scorer and biggest offensive threat. So although she hasn't scored yet tonight, it's definitely a big loss for the Trojans.
That's a tough foul too. I mean, it was almost just rewarding an over dribble, right? And And then we're going to get a jump ball, and the possession hour is correct now, so it'll go to Atlantic. But something to keep in mind, so about the 6-minute mark here, just 2 minutes into the game, Peyton Harder playing with some foul trouble. We'll see if Shenandoah can take advantage inside with Lene Green. Atlantic now with possession. Zoe Kirchhoff has the ball, gets it past the timeline, and gets the ball stripped away and stolen by Jenna Burdorf. Burdorf hounded by a few Trojans, but was able to get rid of the ball, and now Shenandoah looking to push. Definitely a size mismatch, but good job by Katrina Williams, a 5'11 sophomore. She may be 5'11, but she's probably about 102 pounds, so definitely a size advantage for Shenandoah, but good job by Williams. And tough pass. You almost want to step around Kirchhoff to make that pass or put some English on it. Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Or take a dribble down to the baseline?
Yeah, for sure. She'd already dribbled and didn't have a passing angle, so move the ball around, don't get set on just throwing it in to Lene. Other people can score, other people can look to the basket.
Yes, it does not have to go.
Right, it continues to be something that these Phillies can and should do to get Lene her open looks as well.
Yes, it does not have to go in there immediately. It can twinkle around for a little while. Just get some life into that basketball. Kirchhoff, 15-footer, bang. So, again, not many shots for Atlantic, but they haven't needed many shots. Green on the drive. She can't get it. She gets her own miss and kicks the ball out, and they'll retain possession with the shot clock reset. Stevens to Burdorf. Burdorf looking to score. Nice little up fake and a foul by Maddie Richter. That's the 4th foul on Atlantic. But then again, there you go, Coach. That's a pretty good example. There's other kids that can score. Get the ball into Burdorf, a little up under fake, and draws the foul going to the line.
Yeah, good movement there by the Phillies. Wish we would have gotten the open layup or the fast break layup from Lene. It doesn't go down, but a good job of getting the rebound and then moving the ball around and finding an open look.
So the Phillies 0 for the first 3.5 minutes tonight from the floor, but 3 for 3 from the line to this point. And they'll be in the bonus for the rest of this quarter, Coach. Burdorf's second free throw. She set off. I heard it, and it went in.
She might have thought it was going to be a little long.
She got it. Atlantic breaking the press pretty easily that time. Pellet gets the ball to Wiederstein, and she gets fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. She's a softball player, catcher, I believe. Is it Wiederstein or Wiederstein? Did you know?
I don't know. She's really good, though.
She's really good. She's really talented. Super talented. One of the best catchers I saw all of last year at any game. She was really, really good. Evidently, she's a decent little basketball player as well.
Good little basketball player as well, yes.
I believe she played in the JV game. Yeah, as just a sophomore. Pretty deadly with her right hand. Second free throw up and good, so 10-4. And Shenandoah breaking that tempo press easily. Stevens on the drive, little spin move, travels. And again, it's that over dribble that we've talked about a lot, and it's not a Cassidy Stevens problem specifically, but it's a lot of us, right? We don't know what to do. We get into a bad spot because we put ourselves there.
Yeah, I would have liked to see her just continue to force it all the way to the left block there and possibly get a layup or a foul.
But she makes up for it, not hanging her head, going to the next play. She gets a steal and saves the possession or regains the possession here for Shenandoah, as looks like into the game is Peyton McLaren, one of the many McLarens from Atlantic. Chloe Denton, first time I believe we've called her name. And there's Burdorf, nice baseline drive, but can't finish, and we're going to get a jump ball, so it'll stay with Shenandoah. That's about the second or third just point-blank shot Shenandoah just hasn't been able to cash in so far here in the opening 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Just get it up there and get it in the rim.
Lene Green this time, nice drive, but again, just a little bit off tonight, or Shenandoah. Maybe a little hangover effect from Friday night. Kind of a difficult offensive evening. See if they can shake the cobwebs out here and have a better last 3.5 quarters here. But Atlantic doing a good job defensively as well. So now Wiederstein gets the ball, passes to Wiederstein, and she about got like WWF clotheslined there by Lene Green. That'll be her first foul. And going to get some subs into the game for Shenandoah, as it will be Fouch and Martin checking in for Rogers, and Burdorf. Coach, your thoughts on the technique for Green on the clothesline? I think that was pretty solid technique there.
Yeah, ball kind of came in and Kirchhoff was just really short. Was it Kirchhoff or
it was
Wiederstein?
It was Wiederstein on the cut.
She's just really short. Lene didn't see her.
Well, and they actually haven't flipped the possession arrow, by the way. Maybe that's what they were talking about. As that three-pointer by Schroeder is off the mark and long, so maybe something you want to let Mr. Newberg know. Because the last jump ball, it was Shenandoah's ball, and they didn't flip it.
Yeah, because it was our ball right there underneath, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Marvin caught that. Green on the dribble drive. She hits the glass and no good. She gets the offensive rebound. She puts it up, and that won't go. So, again, the iron unkind for Shenandoah here in the opening quarter. And it says it's 9-10 or 9-4 on the scoreboard. I must have missed something or they missed something, so we'll leave it as
it's definitely 10.
It is 10, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll put it back up. Who told you it was 10 for sure?
Marvin.
Nice, good. Quality. Little pump fake Schroeder on the drive, and that's a travel, but McLaren got away with it. 3 from the top of the key from McKenna Schroeder. Bang. 13-4. 13-4. Atlantic up by 9 points here. Stevens looking to dribble drive, and she does dribble drive and kind of got bailed. That's about the second or third time we've had overdrives, and we kind of got bailed out by quick whistles or just light whistles tonight here. Not maybe your typical calling it like you would a normal Hawkeye 10 game.
Yeah, again, we've talked about this maybe last week, where we like to see some of these other players being aggressive and going hard to the basket. It's good to see Cassidy going that direction, but sometimes you just have to pull up and shoot a little jump shot or make it all the way to the basket or draw a defender to you and then be ready to dump it off.
So, again, fun little trend you don't see very often. 0 for the first 6 minutes, basically, from the floor, but perfect from the line. And Stevens gets called for the Tommy Hawk Chop takedown. I believe that's the actual, in the rule book, foul name, the Tomahawk Chop takedown. And it will not be a shooting foul, so just a common foul. Now both teams will be in the bonus. Isn't that what they call it in the book?
Bonus?
No, the Tomahawk Chop takedown.
Oh, is that in the book?
I think so. Symbol for that? Got a hand signal for that?
Whack across the arm signal.
Atlantic with the ball and a pump fake. Got away with a travel to Schroeder. And now Wiederstein has it. She gets it to Kirchhoff. Might want to guard her. Bank not open tonight. Good rebound by Fouch. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Shenandoah looking for their first field goal, and they're not going to get it right there. And Denton did not establish possession, or did not establish position on the floor. She was out of bounds and was first to touch it. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
That's in the rule book.
I'd be interested to see what they would have called if she would have let it bounce out of bounds. Did she just shoot it and miss, or were they going to call it deflection?
And nobody guarding Wiederstein, but it didn't seem to matter as she got the ball into Williams. Williams blocked by Green. Now Green trying to bring the ball up the floor on her own, and does. Picks up her dribble. Needs a friend and can't find one as it's stolen by Lila Wiederstein, and she goes coast to coast. And a timeout by Shenandoah, 15-6. We'll step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
That's good to know. Thanks. All right, yeah, bye. All right, bye.
We are back, and things happened. What happened?
It is 14-6. The first free throw by Wiederstein was counted no good for stepping on the line.
Nice.
The official scores table.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh, sorry, my bad. talking from a distance.
Yeah.
Moved my microphone back after I'd made official phone call.
You had to get out of the hallway.
To the scores table.
So it's 1:10 on the clock.
1:10.
1:10 on the clock. 14-6. It's going to be silence here for a few seconds, folks. Shot in the corner, no good. Rebound on the backside by Lene Green. Pretty wild, isn't it? Never thought you'd see it. Never thought you'd see it. The ball stolen away by Wiederstein. Wiederstein trying to lead the break, gets the ball ahead to Williams. Williams into some traffic, and it goes. That'll be a foul on Burdorf, and that I believe will be 2. Yes, it will be 2 on Jenna Burdorf, and it's now a double-digit lead, Coach, here with 40 seconds to go. And to think, double-digit lead with Peyton Harder on the bench for all but 2 minutes of this contest.
Yeah, it is a crazy, crazy scenario here as we've gotten started. Again, the Phillies haven't made a field goal, and Atlantic has taken advantage of that.
Wiederstein rips the rebound away. Now Kirchhoff has it between the circles. About 5 seconds difference between shot and game clock. Schroeder at the top of the key, bounce pass to Williams, back to Schroeder, nobody guarding her, and she shoots up a short 3, rebound by Burdorf, shot clock off. Rogers brings the ball up. Shenandoah could hold for the final shot here. We'll see what they do. Rogers picked up the dribble, gets it to Sarah Pickens, who checked in for the first time, and the dump down to Green, no good, and the putback finally. So the first field goal of the first quarter came in the last 5 seconds of the first quarter. And the 3 at the buzzer, no good from Kirchhoff, and a really impressive first quarter for the Trojans as they're doubling up the Phillies 16-8. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I always was fascinated with working on vehicles ever since I was a little kid. I went to college for it, and it's just fun. To me, it's like an adult with a puzzle. When you can take the vehicles apart and you put them back together. The most rewarding thing about our business is just having customers be happy when they leave. It's everything. If you have people leave and they're unhappy, you have no business.
We're back here in Shenandoah, and it is an 8-point lead. 3 in the corner from Rogers, no good. 8-point lead for the Trojans, and Atlantic will get possession after the missed 3. And looks like Kirchhoff back into the ball game. They did really well without her. Maybe they should just sit her for the remainder.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an idea.
Protect her for a while.
That's an idea.
Know.
Pass skipped to Maddie Richter. Tried to get the ball into Wiederstein. Good hands, and it's stolen away by Shenandoah. And Rogers looking to push here for Shenandoah. The normal starters back into the game for Shenandoah. Ball into a sandwich of Trojans there. Again, a better way to maybe get that ball in there instead of between 2 people. But they do get the foul on Richter and not Harder, because that could have been 3.
Right. That would have been an interesting scenario for the Trojans.
And ball gets into Denton. Shot clock did get reset. And Burdorf on the right block. She takes a dribble in, gets it to Stevens. 3 in the corner. No, backside board by Green. Can't get it. So couple of pretty good looks. Just again, about 1 for 15 are the Phillies here shooting from the floor.
Yeah, it is not good. I mean, Green has 5 offensive rebounds. And Stevens has 1, so we know we've at least missed 6.
3 from Richter, bang. And when the half-court shots aren't falling, you really got to push to try to get some baskets in transition, which here we go. But Atlantic's doing a pretty good job of running that tempo press to slow Shenandoah's transition down. As there's another three, and that's off on the backside, rebound by Wiederstein. And there is a foul as Schroeder went up for the fast break layup, and that'll be 3 on Berdorf. Saved a layup, but that's her third foul.
Yeah, just a not overall good start for the Phillies. They're going to have to fight through this cold opening start. This is definitely a game.
Frigid.
Yeah, definitely a game that they should be right in. And right now, down 11, not the end of the world. Try to stay in this thing for a while, see what happens.
Both free throws missed by Schroeder, so Shenandoah dodging a little bit of a bullet there. And Green on the drive, the bank open right there. So second field goal of the game for Shenandoah comes, Coach, 9.5 minutes into it, and they're miraculously still kind of in this game as that ball's tipped out of bounds. Should be Shenandoah ball, and it is. It was batted out off of Claire Pellet. Good defense there in transition by Martin to just be big, be tall, and get a hand on Harder's shot.
Yeah, Abby Martin with the block shot against Harder. Really good job by her to get a deflection and then get the Phillies the ball back.
And Rogers has it on the drive. Floater, no good. That's short. Offensive rebound. 3 in the corner. Bang! And just like that, Coach, back-to-back trips with back-to-back buckets, and now it's just a 2-possession game.
Yeah, good job by the Phillies to get a couple baskets here early in this second quarter, and then try to come up with some stops here.
And there's a floater from Schroeder. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Floater from Schroeder, and it goes 21-13. We're starting to get a little up and down. Use the skip. Rogers, 3, corner, no good. Backside rebound, and definitely some under the waist movement there by the Trojan defenders, but no call. And Harder double dribbled, and we're going to go the other way. Had Harder just gone up initially, probably sending her to the line, would have been a foul on Green.
Right, probably would have gotten a foul on Green there. That would have been her second foul.
Mm-hmm. It would have been even Steven.
Yeah.
That was a television show. I think when I was a kid. Maybe not. Anyways, Shenandoah with the ball. They break the press, but then turn it over in the half court. And Harder on the drive. She's going to take it at the Phillies, and that's no good. Harder with the rebound, and then the foul called on the reach by Caroline Rogers. That'll be her second foul. And that is the second on Shenandoah here in quarter number 2.
3 minutes in, and no disadvantage on the scoreboard. Still an 8-point ball game.
Nobody guarding Zoe Kirchhoff, and she makes them pay. Kirchhoff might be in double figures. I don't know. What does Marvin say?
She's got 8.
So 8 points. She's close. Good job. Rogers to Martin. Nice skip. 3, wing, no. And rebound by Harder, and nobody back. But Harder, head down. She was just chugging away. If she'd looked up, you probably got another fast break layup there from Schroeder. We caught a break there.
Yeah, for sure. But really good job by Harder to get that rebound and run. Had numbers for Atlantic.
Kirchhoff in the corner, dribbles into the middle, gets it out, and that's a travel, got away with by Schroeder. She does that a lot, but she's gotten away with it so far, and a good job by Stevens to rip the ball away. Shenandoah still down by 11. They flirted with the 5-6 point deficit, but here we are, still down by double digits, and then a fight for the ball, and then a jump, evidently. Huh. Interesting. It looked like Richter got shot out of a cannon because she flew. Yeah. I don't know if there was a jump there. Probably more of a travel.
I mean, at some point in time, maybe both teams had a hand on the ball. Maybe
she just flew backwards. Just fortunately, everybody was okay there. Williams on the left wing. She had some good minutes in the first quarter. Gets the ball now to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff to the top. Schroeder. And on the drive is McLaren. Back to Harder at the top. Harder guarded by Rogers. And Now Schroeder on the drive and a body bump by Martin. Probably a good call there, but a good aggressive drive by Schroeder. She's done a good job, as has Kirchhoff. Those two little guards for Atlantic have done a really good job of just kind of keeping the pressure on Shenandoah's defense.
Yeah, again, they move really well without the ball in their hands. A lot of cutting and back cutting.
And there's Schroeder on cue, but she's off the heel. And the backside rebound by Harder. She must watch the program. Double dribble, but that's okay. Maybe not a double dribble. I feel like she dribbled, but it's okay because the ball never lies. And a rebound by Green. Green has it at the top. Nobody guarding Martin. Martin kicks it back out. Ball must be slick on this side of the floor. They're fumbling there. Again, nobody guarding Martin, but a good job by Kirchhoff of really guarding two right there. And then off of the heel, jump ball is going to be called. Off of the heel of Rogers hustling back. And just fortunate that Shenandoah was able to end up getting a turnover there because it's been sloppy, disjointed here in the first whole half, but really the last couple of minutes too.
Yeah, nothing has looked super pretty for the Phillies, and not to say that all the things have looked miraculously good for Atlantic, but
the sets have been cleaner.
But they've gotten some open looks and knocked them down.
There's a little high-low pass, and that's a nice feed. And again, that time one-on-one, not getting sandwiched in there, and that's 8 for Green, and now the deficit back under double figures. Pellet gets it to Kirchhoff on the left wing. Not a lot of ball pressure there. Might want to get up and guard him. Make him feel a little uncomfortable there. Maybe not. Pellet on the right wing. Looking for somewhere to go. She's on the dribble drive, and now Wiederstein has it. Couple dribbles and stops. 5 on the shot clock, and then stolen away by Denton, and she goes right off of the side of the backboard, but she fights for the offensive rebound. So what could have been a disastrous play turns into at least a pretty good hustle play. And the lob, I've always hated that. Your post defender or your post offensive player is just working their tail off to get front side position, and you float it in there. That just drives me bonkers.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
She was kind of in a half-way around position.
Put it on her. Just put it right on her.
Like bounce pass it in there. Give her a chance to go to work.
Yeah, that was a tough pass. So now McLaren has the ball. Pass to Pellet. Pellet on the drive middle, and that's a little lefty floater. No good. It'll go to Shenandoah with 1:33. Post entry is really important. Like super. And I know they work on it a lot. Just having kind of watched them and knowing Coach Weinrich, and they do work on it a lot. So to see that kind of a pass when it's clearly a front position, right? You're putting it on them. That's tough. We'll see what happens here in the final 1:30 of the first half. So now a pass like that would have been a layup on the last possession.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that wasn't a terrible pass. We didn't do a good job of sealing.
Right. There's space.
But the pass was okay.
Yeah.
I'm not critical for no reason, right? I'm an equal opportunity. Teachable moment. Green on the right wing. She dribble drives, gets it to Martin. Good job of Martin moving without the ball to get herself open. Just couldn't cash in. And now, Coach, we're almost to a minute to go until halftime. Atlantic has it with 20 on the shot clock. Kirchhoff dribble drive. She shoots a mid-range, Jay, no good, but there's Williams fighting for the board, and they maintain possession. Richter's going to check back in for Wiederstein. 44.9 to go in the half. Nobody guarding Richter on the inbounds. The bank is open late for Atlantic as it's a 27-15 game. And now Richter gets called for her third foul. That'll be just the second team foul for Atlantic in the quarter. Just so you know, Coach, fouls at the moment are even. Just saying. 8-8. Nope, sorry, 7-7. It was 5-4 other way in the last quarter. So we are at 30 seconds until halftime. Shot clock is off. Pickens checking back in for the second time in the half into the ball game. Green looking to go one-on-one against Williams. She definitely had some contact, but no foul call. Williams not getting called for the foul. She's played really good defense in the post. And now there's a shot by McLaren. No good. Backside rebound by Pickens. And that will end the first half. We're going to step aside, pay a few bills, and we'll be back to recap what we just saw. Stay with us, folks.
It's time to be you at Iowa Western. Apply today.
Ignite is a creative and flexible learning opportunity of the Shenandoah Community School District. Through Ignite, students and families can perfectly tailor an educational system that matches their own individual needs. So you might be wondering, who's Ignite for?
My name is Caitlin Widger, and I am a hybrid student with Ignite.
I'm Camden Vesley, and I'm an Ignite student.
I am Alex Frazee, and I am a hybrid student that has the opportunity to take Ignite courses.
Ignite is flexible, accessible, and inclusive of all students K through 12. So the only question is Ignite right for you?
Halftime here in the heartland of America, folks. 27-15. Coach, not a lot of offensive stats to go around for the Phillies, but what do we got to this point?
At this point in time, again, that 27-15 halftime deficit for the Phillies. Lene Green leads the way with 8 points. She also has 9 rebounds, so double-double watch for her, just like every night. Chloe has a 3. She's got 3 points. And then our other 4 points have come at the free throw line with Berdorf going 2 for 2 and Cassie Stevens going 2 for 2. That's our 15 points right there. Atlantic is led by Maddie Richter. She has 9. Zoe Kirchhoff has 8, Schrader has 5, and Wiederstein has 3, Williams has 2. They have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes in this opening half.
But not, I mean, they were wide open threes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just good. They were running good sets.
Yeah.
And then to be clear, their best player, statistically speaking, right, 0 points and really no impact in this game whatsoever, and they still have a 12-point lead. They should feel extremely good about where they're at right now.
Should feel really, really good. Yeah, Harder has no points and maybe 1 or 2 rebounds. Not really a factor at all as she went out of the game early, and Atlantic has just been able to knock down shots, and the Phillies, just like Friday night, we were talking a little bit about the St. Albert game Friday night up at the Mack Center. Phillies just struggled to put the ball in the basket early, and the game got away from them. Same thing here tonight, where the ball's just not going in the basket for them in that first half. So hopefully they can come out here in the second half and get something going, establish something on the offensive end, and get themselves back into this contest.
You know, a wise man once told me, nobody's listening to us in the locker room. They might listen to us later, and they might be like, that guy's a moron, don't listen to him. That's cool. I've been called worse today. But a wise man once told me, sometimes it's not about trying harder. Sometimes it's about trying easier. Like, we got a lot of kids, it looks like, that are just trying too hard to make the perfect play. Sometimes you just got to play, right? Just get out there and play and just relax and cut loose. And that's hard to do sometimes. The more you miss, the harder it gets, the smaller the hoop is. The more you turn it over, the harder it gets, the slicker that ball is. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just kind of hitting that reset button, and maybe this half we can kind of flip the script here and just maybe try a little easier in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, something that you just have to continue to remind kids is when you're smiling and having fun, the game seems to come a little bit easier to you.
Well, it's like we were talking about in the break, like when we're running as a Phillies team, as they're out and running, that hoop just seems bigger, right?
Yep.
Because they just seem to be in a better place when they're not in a half court set, trying to slog a game down. When they're out running and playing crazy defense and getting hands on balls and running, like, that hoop just gets ginormous, it kind of seems like. And in a game like this, in a game like Friday, that hoop just seems to kind of shrink a little, with just kind of maybe the attention to detail that you have to have in a half court set to get a quality look every time.
Yeah, just remember that you have 35 seconds to shoot it. Don't be afraid to move it around a little bit and find the open look, which they have a couple different times and gotten good looks. It just hasn't went down for them. So just a reminder, you still have that 35 seconds.
It is 100% legal to reverse the ball. Like, I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a coach, you're telling your kids you want it to swing, right? You know, if we don't get our secondary break, if we don't get it right away, you know, let the ball touch both sides of the floor. Make the defense move a little bit, and then we'll create some stuff. And we've had some good looks, just nothing falling to this point. We got 4 minutes and change until we get going here in the second half. That was your Dr. Phil moments with Coach Burdorf. Marvin's pretty quiet tonight, but he's done a bang-up job, and then myself. But we'll step aside, and we'll be back in 4 minutes for the second half of action between the Trojans and the Phillies. Did you miss us? Are you not entertained? You probably aren't.
I wonder how many people are viewing us tonight because this is such a big game here inside of Mustang Gymnasium.
Is it?
That there are 3 different streaming services providing action to tonight's contest.
Let's be real about it. There's one real streaming service. There's 2 other companies doing it.
Their equipment looks a lot better than ours. They have more buttons.
What? There's one group of guys that we've just stuck in a corner somewhere, and then there's guys down here that can't see anything directly below us. Like, it's not gonna go well. We've got the best bird's eye view, so we're ready to go. We're the best. Well, Coach Burdorf and Marvin are the best. I'm just around. Easy bucket for Kirchhoff to start things out, so the more things change, the more they stay the same here, Coach. 29-15. Atlantic stretching the lead here on the Phillies as they look to get something going here in the half court against this Trojan defense. On the drive is Denton. That's a nice drive and a good finish as someone other than Lene Green knocks in a 2-point field goal, Coach. How about that?
Yeah, Friday night we had the same situation. We actually played 3 quarters.
Well, what was it the other night? Tuesday.
Oh, that was last Tuesday. Remember, it was we played almost 3 full quarters.
But she also set a school record that night too, right. Which good for her. Congratulations. Yeah. And we called that. We were a part of history.
Yeah, that's right. That was last week.
That's right. So after the foul by Chloe Denton, just her first, Burdorf back on the floor, need to be careful, has 3 fouls. Richter, 3, off the heel, backside rebound by Harder. Little 16-footer, no good, and Denton with the rebound looking to run. Harder playing with 3 fouls, Richter playing with 3 fouls. That's a great take. Great take by Denton, because now sharpshooter is going to have to sit on the bench for the remainder of this quarter.
Yeah, you'd guess that she's going to come out for a long time here for the Trojans.
That's
really
a great
good job.
take.
Whether Denton knew it or not, it was an excellent take.
She knew.
Yeah, to go to the basket there.
She knew. Can't get the Frets up first missed free throw of the night, Coach, for Shenandoah, I believe.
It is.
I believe they were 6 for 6 at that point.
They were.
Marvin we were talking about that at halftime. That was kind of a crazy stat. But Denton splits the pair, so it's back down to 11, Coach. Staying close. See if we can't chip away at this thing. As that pass gets kind of tipped away and then dribbled on the sideline by Williams. So it's an unforced error turnover. And now Shenandoah 3 points already in the first minute and some change. Got a chance to cut this to single digits here. Pass ahead to Rogers. She's got nobody. And she can't get it, but Harder gets the backside rebound. She must watch this show. She's had 3 or 4 of those tonight. Think she watches? She probably doesn't watch.
Probably not.
So Atlantic with the ball, up by 11. Harder at the top. Ball screen. And Pellet, a couple dribbles with the left hand. Harder got away with a walk. And Rogers slaps the ball down, and Kirchhoff has the ball now at the top, going right to left. 5 on the shot clock, and Harder's going to have to throw something up. She shoots a long 3. That's off the rim. Rebound by Pellet, and a foul, maybe, possibly, something.
You're going to call a foul.
On 0, so it'll be a foul on Denton, her second personal. That's a really good defensive possession, but you got to corral that rebound.
Yeah, you got to get the rebound there.
So the shot clock reset. 35 seconds on the shot clock. Kirchhoff to Williams. Lightly guarded. Harder shoots another 3 at the top. Missed again. This time Burdorf gets the rebound. Denton has it. She pushes with the pass. Rogers skips it over to Stevens. Stevens, get it to the top. Hit it, Burdorf. 3. Just short, but there's Rogers for the rebound, and got it. That time playing with pace. You get a couple of shots. You get the defense moving. Now, Coach, just a 9-point game.
The Phillies are just going to have to fight their way back into this thing by playing solid defense, getting some defensive rebounds, and then finding a way to get the ball in the basket, which they have been able to do here to start this third quarter.
Williams has it, nearly walked with it. Schroeder on the drive, left-handed, not going to get it. That's the 9th rebound. Right, Marvin? 10. Okay, Marvin got it. And 10 rebounds for Green. Little float pass, that's a tough one. Really got to get some English on that.
Yeah.
Get that thing out there.
A lot further.
Yep. And a timeout, 30-second timeout, so we'll take it with them. Atlantic up by 9. We are back here in Shenandoah. It is 29-20. Atlantic calling their first timeout of the ball game. I really kind of wish they had a use it or lose it timeout like they do in the college. I think that's great. 5 timeouts is too much. I think it's too much. It's just my thought.
And how often do they even all get used?
Well, like, especially for high school, right? As that ball's, I thought, just turned over, but it was touched off of Shenandoah. But I think that's probably fair, right? You know, you give him 5 timeouts, but you're automatically going to lose one. There's your makeup call right there, because the last one, nobody touched. And that time, Rogers clearly touched it going out of bounds.
Yeah.
Got your makeup call. That's good officiating. We missed it. We got it right. See, I like it. So Denton, again, on the drive. Can't get it, but there is Green and a jump ball. Wiederstein sticking her face in the fan there. It's going to stay with Shenandoah. Really good drive by Denton. A couple times she's done that here in the second half. Right at the top of the key. Just one dribble. Just couldn't finish that time. Green into the middle. Can't get it. Gets her own rebound knocked out of her hands. And it'll go back to Atlantic. A couple of missed opportunities there, Coach.
Yeah. Maybe a longer step through, and maybe kind of like one of those one-hand scoop type shots.
And McLaren gets fouled by Cassidy Stevens in the backcourt, and that'll be the 3rd team foul on Shenandoah. 2nd foul on Stevens. Resets the shot clock. And that ball gets in, and nice job on the help defense by Green, and Shenandoah came up with it, and now there's a loose ball on the back end. Kirchhoff gets the loose ball. So after all that, nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Atlantic has the ball back. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Harder over to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff to Schroeder. Nobody Gardner. Didn't make him pay this time. Look ahead. That's a good job. A hustle back by Schroeder. Saving a fast break layup. Burdorf thought about the 3. Decided better of it. Stevens on the drive. Got away with a walk. And gets the bucket. See the walk?
Yeah,
okay.
She definitely pulled her pivot foot with her, but
we'll take it.
Good take and got all the way to the
Schroeder did not get away with a walk that time.
Definitely a travel that time.
She's traveled to like 5 or 6 times tonight.
They have a couple of different girls that take off when they catch it.
Yep.
Just a reminder of the rule on dribbling: you must start your dribble with your pivot foot on the ground.
So Shenandoah has chipped back down under 10, now trailing by just 7. Green at the high post, and I love this set, and there you go, and that's why I love it, because it pulls the bigs out, and Lene Green can facilitate just a 5-point game as Atlantic breaks the press. Good job by Burdorf not to foul that time, and a timeout called a 30 again by Atlantic. Their 2nd timeout of the quarter. We will take it with them, Coach. We will be back in 30.
Here it is. This is where my passion is my major.
with more than 80 areas of study, dozens of clubs and activities to choose from, and advisors who ask the right questions and offer support. It's easy to be you at Iowa Western.
We're back here in Shenandoah, and nice little run here, Coach, by the Phillies to chip it back down to 5 with 2.5 to play here in the third.
Yeah, a little 9-2 run to start the second half by the Phillies, and they picked it up on the defensive end. Got some defensive rebounds, and then been a little bit more patient on the offensive end, finding good looks at that end.
Williams on the drive middle with her left, and now Harder has it on the left side, getting hounded by Rogers. And again, great defense. 5 seconds on the shot clock. You didn't need to reach right there, right?
She was actually dribbling away from the basket with 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Yeah, you're right. Didn't need a foul in that situation.
And that is the third on Rogers. Something to keep an eye on. And a 5-second call, so great defense. Good job by Burdorf at the ball, just kind of being long, right?
Yeah, and a good job by the 4 defenders behind her to keep their girl away from an open look. So good effort by the Philly defense.
And Shenandoah trying to run a little 4-out, 1-in set. Green trying to ball screen. Rogers kicks to Stevens. Stevens trying to dribble drive, picks up her dribble, gets it to Denton. Denton to the cutting Burdorf. Burdorf going up in a crowd, no good. There's Green, no good. And Burdorf almost got called for a 4th foul as coach about fell out of his chair saying, "No, what are you doing?" I can see it. You can see it coming. But they put the whistle in their pocket as Harder loses the ball on the drive. So a minute and a half to go. Shenandoah could make this a one-possession game as Green dribble drives, drop steps, not there. Needs to find a friend and finds Chloe Denton. Shenandoah needs to kind of reset here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it into Green. Green, nice little step-through move. Can't get it. Rebound by Burdorf. Put it back up, Jenna. But gets it to Stevens. No good. And backside rebound by Harder, who looks to push. Harder on the drive. Got it. So a chance to cut it to one possession. Now it's back to 7 points with under a minute to go.
Yeah, those are Harder's first 2 points of the game. But you can definitely see how she does a really good job of rebounding and running. She's an athletic 5'10", and does a really good job of just getting that rebound and turning and running. You can see how that leads to easy buckets for her.
And they called a block on that, and I don't think I've ever seen a coach have that dramatic of a reaction to an obvious block call. That was amazing. That was unbelievable. Burdorf, nice pass by Rogers. In for 2, 5-point game. We are at 40 seconds to go until the fourth quarter. Schroeder gets it, and she got fouled by Stevens. Kind of an unfortunate foul there for Stevens. It was just kind of a trip. Schroeder off balance, but that's going to send Schroeder to the line for 2.
Yeah, Schroeder just kind of got off balance right in front of Stevens, and Stevens really didn't have anything to do but foul her, and there was nowhere for her to go.
Schroeder, first free throw, no good. So I believe 0 for 3 at the stripe tonight for Schroeder, who's played really well tonight. All things considered, her and Kirchhoff have done a really good job for Atlantic, and this is why they have a 5-point lead. Second free throw also no good, and there is Wiederstein, and she gets fouled. And there's no way that she should have got that rebound, but it's just an effort thing, and she gets the rebound, and she's going on the line for 2.
Yeah, it just kind of bounced the wrong way on Green and ended up in both of their hands, and we've definitely seen quicker jump balls tonight, but didn't call one and let Wiederstein get the ball and get that foul on Green.
And the second free throw is good. So 6-point game, 32-26. Shenandoah could hold for the last shot here if they choose to or if they can. Denton back to Stevens. She's holding the ball. We are at now 15 seconds. The cut into Burdorf. Berdorf picks up the dribble, gets it to Green. Green out to Rogers. 3, top of the key. Bang! Caroline Rogers finds the distance. 1 second on the clock, and that will end the quarter in a much better quarter for the Phillies. As we step aside, we got a ball game here, just a 3-point game. We'll be back in 60.
This very moment, a board-certified surgeon specializing in female pelvic medicine and reconstructive surgery is scrubbing up in a newly remodeled surgical center full of the latest technology to give a woman a chance to take back control over her body. It will take less than an hour. There will be minimal recovery time, and afterwards, she'll start to feel normal again. These are the things that happen here every day. The new surgical center at Shenandoah Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
We're back here in Shenandoah, fourth quarter about to begin. Coach, what happened between the first half and the third quarter?
Yeah, 14-5 quarter there for the Phillies. Again, the ball went in for the Phillies, didn't go in as much for Atlantic. Better defense overall. Of course, Atlantic goes right in there and gets an easy bucket by Kirchhoff.
Yeah, really good drive by Kirchhoff, and now it's back to a 5-point lead. And a steal by Schroeder, and it's now 2 or 3 on 1. And there's Kirchhoff. Might need a timeout, and that's what we're going to get as Coach Weinrich calls a quick timeout. And we will step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds. So we're back here in Shenandoah. What was a 3-point game to start the fourth is now already back up to a 7-point game. And now Shenandoah breaks the press quickly, and Denton gets fouled by Williams. First foul of the quarter for Atlantic, and that'll send Denton to the line trying to get into double figures. Be the first Philly in double figures if she can.
Yeah, that was one of those anticipation fouls. That's a clean block. I feel bad for Williams. You know me and block shots.
I do.
I'm going to give it fair to Williams. That was clean.
Well, you should always be fair. Second free throw good, so both free throws good. Shenandoah shooting very well to this point from the charity stripe. Down again now by just 5 as Denton now in double figures. And Pellet shoots a little floater, not there, and there is Denton. And she's getting hounded by a few Trojans, but was able to skip the ball ahead to Rogers. Shenandoah again could cut this to just 2 with a 3. Or 3 with a 2, either way. Stevens on the drive, gets it into Berdorf, and it's poked away. It'll stay with Shenandoah with evidently 35 to shoot. 22, there we got 22. It. Just kidding. They hit the go-back button.
They did.
Ball into Green. Nice little pass, but just a hard line drive. Never had a chance. We're going the other way. Pellet gets the ball to Williams. Not much of a threat outside is Williams. Kirchhoff trying to go up and under, and there's going to be a foul on the play. I don't know if that's Denton or Berdorf. It looks like Denton. That'll be her third. And the first team foul for Shenandoah. It's going to send Kirchhoff to the line. 14 big points for Kirchhoff. Now 15. She's got an opportunity, Coach, at the end of this free throw attempt to have half of her team's points tonight.
Yeah, she's the sophomore guard and has had a really nice night. has found some different ways to score.
She doesn't have half. It's close. She missed the second. 6-point game. Still just 2 possessions as Rogers tried to get it into Green. Bounce pass. Bounce pass is your friend. That's a dunk and a drop step if you bounce pass right there, right?
For sure.
It's a dunk.
Definitely had baseline sealed.
Rogers now has it. Get it back to Green or Denton in the corner for 3. Short. Rebound is corralled by Harder. 3-on-2. Harder to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff gets the ball back to the top. 25 to shoot. And Pellet, nowhere to go, but finds Kirchhoff. Picked up her dribble. 3 on the left wing. No good. Backside rebound. Attempt by Pellet on the floor, and that's off of Atlantic. Off of, I believe, Pellet. I think that was an accidental save, but it worked.
Yeah, Rogers got on the floor and threw it up, and it went off of Pellet's face and out of bounds.
Hopefully everybody's okay. We'll move on. 37-31. And it's a little bit of a dribble drive for Denton. Gets it to the corner. Nice extra pass. Rogers short on the 3 and out of bounds. Rogers online on her last 3 attempt. That one short and to the left. And maybe getting a little tired legs here.
Yeah,
these 5 played a lot.
Yeah, these 5 have played the whole game, or the whole second half here. So
and almost a reach-in foul about 90 feet away from the basket, but good no call there. Kirchhoff picks up her dribble, gets it across the timeline. Schroeder. Skip pass. That's a hard pass, but she got it through. Harder. Jump ball. It's going to go back to Shenandoah. So it's a turnover. Peyton Harder really non-existent tonight to this point. That doesn't mean she can't make an impact, but to this point, 6-point lead. You'll take it if you're Atlantic, right?
Yeah, she's got two points and probably 6 or 7 rebounds on the night.
So we did have a body-to-body foul there on Schroeder. That's her first foul only. And the second team foul for the Trojans. And Shenandoah does get the ball in. Nobody guarding really much of anybody outside of the three-point line here. You got a little bit of a zone look. And got away with a walk, did Denton. She goes for the scoop shot on the floor foul. That's going to be on Wiederstein. 3rd foul. And Wiederstein will check out, and checking back in with 4 fouls, Maddie Richter. A lot of information there. Now, you know who you want to attack, right? You want to attack 44. I mean, that's what you'd think. And there's your attack. There's 44, and it's going to be off of probably Burdorf. Instead of calling a foul, just give the ball to the right team.
Give the ball to the right team.
Yep,
I like that.
Good officiating.
I do like that.
And the ball gets in to Harder, and then now Kirchhoff has it. It's a little bit of a break if Atlantic wants it. They hold the ball back, and Richter has it. It'd be a deep 3. It'd be a Steph Curry range 3. She decides, or a Caitlin Clark type 3. We'll say that. Women's game. Richter to Williams. Back to Richter. Richter got away with a carry there, and be tipped away by Green, so it'll stay with Atlantic with 15 to shoot. Did you see the carry? Did you see the total turnover of the ball? Harder to Kirchhoff. That 3 is short. Little up and under attempt by Richter, and that's no good. Good defense on the backside. Shenandoah still down by 6. Nobody guarding Green. Not a wise decision. And Green in double figures with 10. 33 now to 37. 4-point game in Page County. That ball nearly thrown away, and this time it is going to be a foul on probably Green, I imagine. Yeah, they're going to call Green on that loose ball foul. That's tough. Maybe she grabbed her and pulled her arm. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I guess. I'm just going to say that, I guess.
But that's her third foul, so something to kind of keep an eye on. So maintaining possession is Atlantic. Every possession matters here in the last 4 minutes of a two-possession game. Pellet, mid-range J, no good. Rebound by Green, gets it to Stevens as Shenandoah looks to cut it to one possession. Gets the ball into Burdorf. Burdorf trying the up and under, the old okey doke. Pass back out to Stevens, no good, but the offensive board corralled by Denton. Fresh 35. And Stevens trying to go up, and she gets into some contact. That's probably going to be on Schroeder on the front side, I believe. Yes, it'll be on Schroeder. And now, Coach, the last 3:36, Shenandoah in the bonus.
Yeah, they'll go to the line every time. Again, just keep cutting away at this thing. Give yourselves a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance. I read you. Movie?
So this free throw would get the Phillies back to within 3. They're the closest they've been since very early in the contest, probably the 3-0 lead.
Second free throw good for Cassidy Stevens. That is her 5th point of the night. And it is 37-34, as Coach mentioned, just a 1-point game. It was a double-digit halftime deficit. The Phillies have slowly but surely fought their way back in this defensive slugfest here between the Trojans and the Phillies. And Kirchhoff thought about the three, gets the ball back up to McLaren. Pellet to Williams. Now McLaren on the left wing. Harder at the top. Williams, little float piece, no good. But there's Pellet, and she throws up some wild stuff. Probably looking for some contact, didn't get it. Shenandoah a chance to tie here in this possession. If they choose to, right? If they choose to. And probably some sort of a foul there. Probably something, right? So, lots of things. Probably a foul there, but there wasn't a call.
Yeah, Coach Weinrich's letting them know that we've been called for 2 loose ball fouls, what he thinks are the same situations.
Great play by Burdorf on the block on the fast break. The shot clock reset shouldn't have. And that's something interesting when that happens.
Yeah.
Because it hit the bottom of the backboard.
It did.
So by rights, there should be about 15-ish seconds on the shot clock, and right now there's about 20. Harder on the dribble drive, and the 4th foul on Lene Green. And that is a tough one to swallow after the physical contact we had at the center circle, Shenandoah's last possession.
Yeah, a little reach-in foul there by the Phillies, but
trying to even up the fouls.
Buckle up here and play some defense.
Nobody guarding Richter. Not a wise decision. Bang! Got lost at the top, and now back to a 6-point game for Atlantic. And now Stevens has it, dribble drive. Gets into some trouble, gets it to Green on the drive. Contact, no foul. Contact, and 1. That'll go on Harder, and that is a makeup call 1,000% of the time right there, because there was really no foul.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, good and 1 situation here for Green to cut that lead back down to 3 points.
12 points now make it 13 for Green, and a full timeout for Coach Weinrich and the Phillies, so we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 3-point game here in Shenandoah.
Pella Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
So we're back here in Shenandoah. Coach 3-point game, 1:57 to go. What are we talking about here in the huddle?
Obviously, get a defensive stop, get a defensive rebound, and then come down the court and set something up. Give yourselves a chance at the offensive end to get a good shot, right? But their token pressure, maybe try to put a little pressure on the Atlantic guards who have turned it over a couple different times in this press situation. So the Phillies sticking with that and seeing what they can do. Maybe get a quick turnover and an easy bucket. That'd be something nice.
That'd be nice. Richter gets the ball for Atlantic. Now McLaren, and as Atlantic breaks the token pressure pretty easily there.
Well, that's a double dribble.
Kirchhoff double dribbled. Really good job by Shenandoah not to foul there, because that happened a couple of possessions ago. 5 seconds on the shot clock. We reached in, we get, an unnecessary foul. This time, no foul. Let Atlantic turn it over, right? Nice little pass on the backside and a foul by Peyton McLaren, and that'll be the 6th team foul. We're not counting that on the normal board. I'm counting it here because that's what I do. So Shenandoah with an opportunity here, Coach, to cut it to 2 or 1 with Burdorf at the line. First free throw from Jenna, no good. A little bit off to the left. Looks like Pellet and Williams checking back in. Burdorf back to the line, can cut it to 2, which would be the closest it's been since first
0-0.
quarter.
Yeah, because Atlantic hit a 3 to open the game, and that's as close as the Phillies have been in this contest.
And there it is. So Burdorf splits the pair, 38-40, 2-point game. And Richter has it, trying to get the ball up the floor, and she turns it over. Lene Green has it, and she gets it to Burdorf. Now Shenandoah can tie or take the lead here in this possession. Get a little bit of a zone look here for Atlantic, and I don't know if everybody's on the same page because nobody is guarding the corners. Stevens, 3, bang! Big shot for Cassidy Stevens, and the Phillies have the first lead of the game.
And Stevens is hurt. She came down on her own ankle.
Williams to Pellet, to Harder, and that goes. So Cassidy Stevens makes the 3, gives Shenandoah the lead, and then they're basically playing 5-on-4 on the other end. And Harder makes that impact that she hasn't made so far tonight, getting the putback. And that's the 4th foul on Denton as well, Coach. Harder, free throw, good. 2-point game. 50 seconds to go in regulation. Shenandoah again can tie or take the lead. And a timeout by Coach Weinrich, and a wise timeout, I believe, right there. Just kind of settle the troops down. Like, hey, we did all this work. We fought all the way back. Let's not blow it right here by just throwing the ball away. Let's get a good look, right? Let's just, everybody take a deep breath. Let's make sure we're breathing out of the right eyelid, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Movie reference.
Yes, take a deep breath. You're fine, right? Take a deep breath, set up an offensive play here, maybe in a little inbounds play. Depends on where they give us the ball.
And it's really kind of a 2-for-1, right? So you want to maybe get a good, quicker shot, and if you don't make it, then you got a chance to foul.
Right.
Because really, they're in the bonus to extend the game. You don't want to drain this down to 10 seconds to shoot, right? You want to get a pretty good, quick look. Does it have to be a 3 right now?
I don't think it needs to be a 3. I think you need to set up something on the offensive end that's going to end up in Lene Green's hands down low to tie this thing up.
I concur with that. But also, if Atlantic continues to run the zone that they have been running, corners, wide open, very aware of Green on the inside, that could set up a Rogers, Denton, Burdorf, Fouch 3 in the corner. So Burdorf gets it in the corner. Backside pass to Denton. Still got plenty of time. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And back to man-to-man is Atlantic. Rogers being guarded pretty lightly, as is Denton. Denton on the drive, and Denton had some contact, but they're going to say a travel. So the shot clock is off. Ended up being a turnover. I don't hate that drive, just an unfortunate no call there.
Yeah, and Atlantic was kind of like in a box and one, but the one wasn't guarding anybody. Harder was just hanging out in the lane. Harder's hanging out in the lane and not letting the entry pass into Green come from anywhere.
That was a tough foul call there on Fouch. I believe she may have got mostly ball there.
Yeah, we're going to be shooting 2.
Yep.
Richter going to the line. She's made 4 threes tonight.
But she really needs to make 2 free throws. First free throw, too close. So it stays a 1-possession game. Now, if she makes this free throw, it makes it a 3-point game. Do you foul if you're Atlantic? She makes it. It's a 3-point game.
We know what would happen in a college game, but the analytics in a high school game might be a little bit different.
Got to look for that shot. Got to look for that shot. Timeout by Coach Weinrich with 9 seconds to play. Coach, I'm going to put you in both huddles. Obviously, no threes, right, if you're Atlantic. But are you suggesting let a few seconds run off and commit a foul, and then on the flip side for Shenandoah, who we drawing up a play for? It's got to be a 3.
Yeah, again, the analytics in high school probably say that that's not going to happen with the foul situation. But Coach Vargason, he's a smart guy. He's been around the game of basketball for a while. He might draw up the foul play. But I'm going to guess that the Phillies are going to run an inbounds play here from the sideline where we're going to have Chloe Denton inside, and there's going to be a down screen from the corner, and Denton's going to go out to the corner and shoot the 3. And if she's not available, I'm going to assume that Rogers is going to be the inbounder, and she's going to be the backup play, and she would be the one that would come in on the wing. And if Denton's not open, Rogers would be the one more pass back.
So the biggest thing out of this whole deal, got to get a shot off.
Yeah.
Obviously you want a quality look. You want it drawn up the way it's supposed to be. Right. But if that doesn't happen, we can't panic. We got to get a shot off.
Yeah, so Fouch is going to run all the way across to the corner. She's going to pass it back to Rogers, who's then going to – and then Denton is going to pop back out to the corner for the 3.
So we got some more time to discuss as Atlantic wanted to see what Shenandoah was going to line up in and call a timeout off of that. So they're going to discuss. Interesting. In a game that just absolutely looked like we had no business being in for really 2.5 quarters. We've chipped our way back, but maybe did we dig ourselves too big of a hole? We'll find out in 9.3 seconds, but it's kind of that weird dichotomy of the way this basketball team's kind of played this year, right? Some nights can't miss, some nights can't throw it in the ocean. This has been both of those in the same night, right?
Same night, yeah.
And yeah, the first half we couldn't buy a bucket, and then the second half, you're down by 12 or whatever it was at the end of the half. So we've won this second half by 9 points with much better defense and much more efficient offense. Not really running, but just playing with better pace.
Yeah, all of that.
I don't know. Marvin told me to say that during our last break.
All of that, and it looks like the Phillies are going to come back out with the same exact sets.
So here's your setup. 9.3 to go. Denton comes off the elevator screen. Roger, 3 for Green is good! 44-44. Lene Green cans the triple. She says, I'm not a post player. I can do it all.
So she hit her first 3 the other night at the MAC. Got her first 3 over there. Obviously, I was watching Coach Vargason, the Atlantic coach, coming out of the timeout, and he was saying Denton was going to go to the corner just like I was. And Coach Weinrich draws up something different. He runs an elevator play with Chloe up the middle, and she was not open. And Green is one of the screeners, and she pops out. I can guarantee. Well, I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm going to guess that on the whiteboard, if you took a picture the play was to Denton, and I bet you it was going to go back to Rogers, but Green just happened to be open to Chloe's left.
Well, we talked about that during the first time out with Shenandoah, right? Like, your first option might not be there, but you can't panic, right? You still got to get a shot off. Any shot is better than no shot.
Yep. So here we are with 3.5 seconds left.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And again, if you're Shenandoah, you want to pressure to make, it's that faux pressure, right? Make them touch the ball, and then no foul. Harder gets the ball, 3 seconds. She's throwing up a three-quarter court heave. Oh, my goodness, off the heel. Holy cow. What an absolute, woo. Coach, your thoughts?
That looked good out of her hand.
Holy
I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going in.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to overtime. And overtime, of course, is brought to you, we've never had one, it's brought to you by Doug Meyer Chevrolet, because why not?
Oh, okay.
A little shameless self-plug. But we're going to take a 30-second break. We got 4 minutes to go of free basketball. We'll be right back.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you're right.
So we're back in Shenandoah. 4 free minutes of basketball. The fouls will continue to stay where they are.
And they put them back up.
They put them back up. Everybody should get a bonus timeout, right?
Right.
Going into overtime. They haven't fixed that. But if they do that, that would give Atlantic 2 and Shenandoah 1. But also the foul situation is very real. Denton and Green both with 4, and then Richter for Atlantic with 4. So we've reset as much as we can. Williams.
So the Phillies start off zone here in overtime.
Well, and also think about, because you don't have Cassidy Stevens, who knocked down a big 3 as Richter shoots a 3 at the top. No good. Rebound by Green. And this is a sprint the entire game, right? That's that marathon, right? This is a 4-minute sprint, and it's important to get off to a good start. Denton on the drive, into contact, and she knocks it in. Big drive. She did that a couple of times in the second half. That time took her girl all the way to the basket.
And that's the second Philly lead of the game.
Harder picked up her dribble, hounded by some Phillies. That's going to touch the side or the baseline, I think. They didn't. Obviously, it didn't. But Williams now has it. One dribble, stops, and good steal by Fouch. And Fouch doesn't have any friends, so she pulls the ball back and finds Burdorf as the shot clock is reset. Under 3 minutes to go. And again, Denton on the drive. Fouch, 3, wing, boom! Knocked it down, 49-44. Big shot off the bench for Kylie Fouch. 49-44, Williams has the ball. No silly fouls here if you're Shenandoah. Harder at the top. Kirchhoff on the right wing. Kirchhoff to Richter. Back to Harder. And now Pellet has it on the dribble drive into a big, long, tall tree. And no foul. Really good job by Green to just stand her ground.
Yeah, definitely not tipped there. Just a really good job by Green, like you said, to just stand there. Hold your ground. You don't need to try to block the shot. You're up 5, and let them throw it out of bounds.
So Stevens, after twisting her ankle on that 3 to tie the game late, is checked back into the game. And we'll see now with 2 minutes to play in overtime. Philly's largest lead of the game, up by 5. Denton to Green. 20 on the shot clock. Skip pass to Rogers. Skip pass to Denton. Corner 3 off the heel, but backside rebound by Rogers, friend of the program. She picks up her dribble and she dribbles it off of Richter with 32 to shoot. Coach, smart play by the senior.
Yeah, save the possession. Good job by Rogers to save the possession there.
Rogers trying to get the ball in, trying to find a friend. Does find Denton. And back to Rogers. Shot clock now under 30. Atlantic extending that pressure. Shenandoah just needs to kind of calm down, but there's a steal by Harder to Kirchhoff, and we're going to get a foul on the floor, but it's still going to be 2 shots. And again, extending the pressure is what Atlantic has to do. Shenandoah just, technically, they don't have to score anymore, right? You just drain 35 seconds a couple of times and the game's over. Easier said than done, though.
For sure, and Harder coming up with the big steal there at the top of the key. She's been a big part of the Atlantic defense for the last couple of years. They've played 1-3-1. She's been the top of it for a long time, and her long arms gets in the way and gets the steal, but she's unable to get the free throws to fall.
Yeah, missing them both as Shenandoah pushes ahead. They don't need to press. They just need to kind of hold on to the ball. Rogers looking for the dagger, and she got it! Big shot! 8-point lead. Phillies timeout on the floor. We're going to step aside and pay some bills as the Phillies have stormed back in the second half and overtime. We'll be right back.
I always was fascinated with working on vehicles ever since I was a little kid. I went to college for it, and it's just fun. To me, it's like an adult with a puzzle. When you can take the vehicles apart and you put them back together. The most rewarding thing about our business is just having customers be happy when they leave. It's everything. If you have people leave and they're unhappy, you have no business.
Okay, so overtime reset, Coach. Welcome back, everybody. 1:18 to go in the first overtime. 8-point lead for Shenandoah. Nobody's fouled out to this point from either side, but multiple girls have 4. If you're Atlantic, got to push the ball, got to look for your best shot. Does it have to be a 3? And then Shenandoah on the other side, are we really trying to push, or are we really trying to make them foul you and extend the game? So let's do Atlantic side first.
Yeah, for Atlantic, they're going to have to go down and get their first available open look, right?
Doesn't have to necessarily be a 3, right?
It doesn't. It has to be first available open look. That's what needs to happen first.
There's some discussion here. It gives us some more time here. Now, if you're Shenandoah, score or no score on this end.
They're talking about timeouts, how many timeouts both teams should have
I
left.
told you, we added 1 to each. So Shenandoah had none. Atlantic had 1. Right. So you add 1 to each.
Yeah.
So I was
right. So now they both have 1.
So now on the other side, score or no score.
Yeah.
If you're Shenandoah, are we really trying to push and trying to score more, or are we trying to just take the air out of the ball?
I think the conversation has now become, hey, we possess the ball until they foul us, or the shot clock runs out.
Richter, 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound by Rogers. Hang on to that thing, 14. And she's fouled by Kirchhoff. She didn't listen to me right there. But she did get fouled by Kirchhoff, and that will send Rogers to the line with 1:04 to play in overtime number 1. I say overtime number 1 because by some craziness, we could get to an overtime number 2, and it would be the exact same thing all over again, right?
We sure could.
They don't cut it in half again. It's still 4 minutes, and we play on, right?
Sure is. This will be Rogers' first 2 free throws of the contest.
And, for as quiet a game as she's played offensively, she's made a couple, some really good defensive plays, but she's made a couple of just ginormous buckets as this game has gone on.
Yeah.
Has
made a couple big threes here down the stretch.
It's 9 points as she splits the pair. It's 9 points for her, but it's a really quiet 9, but a very important 9. As Atlantic looking for a 3, they're going to get one from Schroeder, and she misses everything, and Burdorf with the rebound, just get it across the timeline. No need to do that as the foul happens before that from McLaren. Shenandoah, maybe this should have been the result anyways, but they weren't having their best day, and they fought and they came back, and a lot of credit goes to these kids as now Stevens knocks down another one. She has 9, has a chance to get into double figures here as the lead is double figures. And she's basically playing on 1.5 feet there. She's kind of limping back.
Yep, she's still limping.
Splits the pair. 3 from Kirchhoff, and she got it. Timeout. 7-point lead with 44 seconds to go. I need some water or a little Diet Dew. Marvin, you got anything? No, Marvin doesn't have anything.
No.
So, Coach, timeout for Atlantic, so they're out of timeout. Shenandoah still has one, up by 7, so it's still 3 possessions, no matter how you slice it. Still 3 possessions. Is it still the same deal here, right? You just try to get the thing up the floor, try to chew some clock, and knock down some shots. That's a free throw line, right?
Right. I mean, the ball's got to get in first.
Like, you'll take a free layup, but that's it.
Yeah. I mean, get the ball in first, and then obviously make your free throws here down the stretch. So I would assume that the Phillies will come out in a 4-across set.
I love that, by the way. That's my favorite.
Burdorf or Green will be on the outside. One of those two will step forward, I would assume. Unless Burdorf's taking it out, but I'm going to guess that Rogers will take it out.
And it's going to be man-to-man, so somebody's going to be – it'll be a zone press, so Green will be open. She should just hang on to it for 10 seconds, call timeout.
Yep, she's going to step to the ball, get it into her, make them come foul you.
And the skip pass to Stevens, and Stevens picks up the ball,
don't do that.
and she gets fouled by Schroeder. She gets fouled by Schroeder as maybe a little too lackadaisical right there. Almost got tied up.
Right.
It's
you don't
possession stage with Shenandoah there, but still.
Right. You don't want to get tied up for sure.
It's getting a little interesting if it hasn't been interesting enough already. Stevens, free throw, got it, rattled around and down, double figures now for Stevens. Maybe her most complete game of the season to this point as well.
Yeah, some clutch shots down the stretch, played really nicely.
And she makes them both, so it is back to a 3-possession ball game. Kirchhoff to Harder, she'll shoot a 3, off long, and rebound by Burdorf. And Stevens has it again, and I believe Atlantic's going to hold off.
Pull it off.
So that
say we're done.
That could be the ending. And you talk about just an absolutely wonderful high school girls basketball game. A lot of drama, a lot of ups and downs, and the Phillies come back from the dead. Really, their offense was dormant in the first half. And, boy, they came to life in the second half. The defense picked up, Coach. We'll come back and we'll reassess, but super proud of the effort of these kids tonight. A fun basketball game to watch. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
It's time to be you at Iowa Western. Apply today.
We're back here in Shenandoah. Overtime was needed. Some heroics were seen. 56-47. Coach, how did we get here?
That was crazy. All right, Atlantic jumps out to an early lead. The Phillies never led until about midway through the fourth quarter. No, 2.5 minutes or so in the fourth quarter. They got up 41-40 and then fell right behind again on another three-point play by Atlantic. And then they tied the game at 44 all to send it to overtime on a big Lene Green three-pointer. And then it was all Phillies in overtime, outscore the Trojans 12-3 in the overtime period. Really solid game for the Phillies to come back from that 12-point deficit at the half, come up with that 56-47 victory.
So let's go over some stats, if you will. What do we have? What do we have for for the good guys and the bad guys, both teams played super hard, but Shenandoah first.
All right, we'll start with the Trojan or with the Phillies. You fooled me there. Phillies get a big night from Lene Green. She gets 16 points, 16 rebounds. Very, very solid night from her. When she started to get the ball to go down, it finally started going down, and the biggest shot of the night from her was that big one to send it to overtime. The big three to send it to overtime. Chloe Denton finishes with 12 points, some big buckets going to the basket tonight for her.
Three times.
Yeah, she only hit 1 3, but had 3 big baskets going to the basket. And she leads the team with assists and steals, both with 3 in those categories. Cassidy Stevens finishes with 11 points. Very solid night from her. Hits that big 3 to give the Phillies their first lead of the game, their second lead of the game, and then comes up with some big shots in overtime. Caroline Rogers finishes with 9 points, 5 rebounds, a solid night from her. Jenna Burdorf finishes with her season averages, 5 points, 7 rebounds. Got a couple deflections and steal here there. Big night from her. And then Kylie Fouch hits that 1 big 3 in overtime off the bench, filling in for Cassidy Stevens while she was out with the bum ankle. Really solid shot from her, and big shot for the Phillies as the momentum just built for the Phillies. Zoe Kirchhoff leads the way for the Trojans. She finishes with 18 points. Maddie Richter hits 4 threes, finishes with 13 points. McKenna Schrader and Peyton Harder both finished with 5, so their leading scorer just 5 points tonight for the Trojans. Wiederstein finishes with 4, and Katrina Williams finishes with 2.
Whew. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
So you had asked, and I will tell you, I don't know what that means, but if that means nothing, then it's there.
Okay.
So the last time that Shenandoah was able to defeat Atlantic girls in varsity basketball was, because I don't know what that actually means.
Yeah, that's a nothing burger.
So was on February 9th of 2019. They won 61 to 41.
That was a postseason game at Atlantic, where the crowd for the Phillies might have been the loudest crowd I've heard in a girls' basketball game while I've been here in Shenandoah.
So based upon Bound, Atlantic had won 6 consecutive. If you're looking at it without the 16-0, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Whatever that means. So if you take that out, Atlantic had won 6 consecutive games between the two, so nice to flip the script here, and they'll see each other again later on in the year. But we've got about 10 minutes. We both need to get something to drink, as does Marvin, because Marvin's up here sweating, keeping all these stats. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the nightcap, the Atlantic boys and the Shenandoah Mustangs. Welcome back, everybody. As Ernie Banks once said, let's play two.
Who's Ernie Mays?
I said Banks. You know, our loyal listeners will appreciate that because I screwed up a name once, and Coach is never going to let me forget it. But we are ready for game number 2 of the Hawkeye 10 Conference Double Dip. And I did get a question in the hallway here as Atlantic controls the tip. Is this a conference game, Coach?
I have no clue.
Cool. At least we're on the same page. So that ball is not tipped and stolen away by Camden Lormer. He goes to the rack, and he's blocked by Colton Rasmussen. A lot of action here early on. We had a wonderful first game, and we only hope for the same in game number 2 against two teams that on paper should be pretty evenly matched, but we all know games are not played on paper.
Right. Could be. They could be even.
Ball stolen away by Atlantic. Rasmussen going into the paint. Got the ball out to Waters. Waters in the paint again, and Williams in the corner. Short on the 3. Rasmussen gets the offensive board and a foul. And that's a tough foul call there, but it was on Dalton Athan, but maybe kind of walked up underneath Rasmussen as he was going up for that putback.
Yeah, good rebound by Rasmussen there, and good putback. Going for the 3-point play. Doesn't get it.
But he gets the own rebound. Could be a 5-point play. No good. And O'Rourke grabs the rebound, and Shenandoah looking to push. And there's Spangler on the drive, and he shuffled the puppies. So that's turnover there for Shenandoah. Maybe playing a little too fast. Kind of the opposite. We've talked about this. Kind of the opposite of the girls, right? The girls, like, we kind of feel like, I don't want to speak for you, but they kind of feel like maybe they need to play fast.
Yeah.
Like these guys sometimes maybe need to kind of take the throttle off a little bit. Just they get going too fast, like they're hurrying. As that 3 goes in from Nolan Waters. I don't want to speak for you, but that's just kind of my thought. You have a kid on both teams.
No, I would agree.
Burdorf, 3 in the corner, just short, but a good pass to O'Rourke. Can't get the assist, though. And second foul on Athan as he two-hand pulled down Brock Henderson, so that's going to be a quick exit for Athan. Kind of like in first game where Peyton Harder went down. This was actually quicker, 1 minute and 19 seconds.
Yeah.
Harder made it about 2 minutes. So, again, something for Shenandoah, one of their leading scorers. Somebody's going to have to step up and help put the biscuit in the basket.
Yep, 2 quick fouls there on Athan, and that takes a big body out of the lineup right away for Shenandoah.
A little elevator screen there. Rasmussen on the drive. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound offensively by Henderson. And Williams passed it inside. Henderson again picks up his dribble. Another 3 from Waters. That's short. And a foul by Gavin McLaren. Another one of the McLarens. That's the first foul on Atlantic. It looks like some tempo press here for the Trojans.
Yeah, they got a couple of really athletic kids here at the top end of their press, so they'll put some pressure on the Shenandoah guards.
Shenandoah does break that pressure, and the drive is no good. Waters was able to avoid the turnover, and then he goes coast to coast for 2. Might need a quick timeout here. Shenandoah is just kind of playing a little helter-skelter, a lot of control right now. Down 7-0 as they do break the pressure. Still 25 to shoot. Just under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Lormer on the drive and knocked knees, it looks like, with Brock Henderson. I believe Henderson's going to get called for the foul, but that will send Shenandoah to the line in Camden Lormer and will also maybe give the Mustangs an opportunity to kind of take a breath. Their fast just seems different than Atlantic's fast, right? Like when they're going fast, they seem to be out of control, a rudderless ship kind of a situation. Atlantic's fast, they seem to have an idea where they're going. I mean, that's just me watching it. I don't watch practices. I don't know what the plan is. Their fast seems too fast.
Yeah, and the Mustangs did a really good job Friday night for 2.5 quarters against St. Albert. They played well against the pressure, and then they played under control on the offensive end. Tonight, you're right, playing maybe just a little bit too fast for what they're comfortable doing.
It's that old John Wooden expression, right? We want to be quick but never hurry, right? And that's a really good take. Quick offense, but just couldn't get it to go as Berdorf grabs a rebound. And then a ball poked away, stolen by Hudson McLaren. And now Rasmussen has it as turnovers kind of rearing their ugly head. And Berdorf is going to get called for a foul. Clearly pushed him with the hand that was up above everybody's head trying to touch the ball.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you're going to say, and I'm just going to tell you, during the JV game today, my daughter was guarding somebody on the block who had picked up her dribble, and she was standing there with both hands in the air, completely vertical. Somebody else came in and tried to steal the ball. They literally called a push foul on my daughter, and she didn't even move. I thought of you. I was like, that's amazing. Coach Berdorf would be proud of that foul right there. But anyways, go ahead, Coach. Your thoughts on the foul there?
No, that was a foul.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was a foul.
All right. Sorry I blew up.
No.
And that ball nearly turned over, but O'Rourke corrals it. Shenandoah.
Brody did have really good blocks against St. Albert, where he actually stayed on the ground and let the shooter kind of shoot it into his hand.
So he's ahead of the pace.
Yeah.
Nice drive by O'Rourke, and the soft, feathery touch right off the heel and down. First bucket of the night for the Mustangs, and that was more of a controlled offensive possession.
Right, a better job of waiting until something actually developed into a good shot.
Waters kicks it out to Hudson McLaren, and now Rasmussen has it at the top. A little jab step and a hand check.
That's not a foul.
Hand check, and that'll be the second foul on Berdorf.
So it's like we in the reffing world call it hot stove, cold stove. Hot, like you can put your hand on somebody to check distance.
Just so everybody knows, he's poking me in the gut right now.
And in that situation, he did not give him an opportunity to put his hand on him to check distance. So that's a really tough foul, in my opinion.
Good feed, and Gavin McLaren puts it in 10-3. Trojans on top as Seth Zwickel checked in, as did Cole Graham. And nice pass inside and a foul. That would have been nice for a three-point play, but they'll take the good feed and the trip to the line from O'Rourke. Nice job by Cepeda to get the ball down in there.
Yeah, good job finding the open man there and getting O'Rourke to the free throw line.
And that'll be 2 fouls on Gavin McLaren, so we're going to see Brock Henderson come back into the game as just short from O'Rourke. A pretty veteran group here for Atlantic, at least that play. Waters is a senior, Williams is a senior, Rasmussen's a senior, Henderson's a senior. Those are 4 of the 5 starters. The other one is a sophomore in Gavin McLaren, and then off the bench is Hudson McLaren, sophomore. So 4 seniors in the first 6 there, so a little bit different than Shenandoah. Nice little move, but Rasmussen can't get the little alley-oop down, and a rebound by Lorimer as he tries to go in transition, can't get it, and Atlantic with the rebound. Williams on the take and a charge, and that pretty good call. Looked like Cepeda held his ground, and that'll be the 4th team foul on Atlantic. Coach, just so you know, both teams have 4 team fouls. Even up.
You know what else is even? The wrestling duel at Underwood right now. Shenandoah and Underwood, 2 ranked wrestling squads, 32 all, with I think 1 or 2 matches to go.
And a travel, I'm guessing. Yep. O'Rourke shuffled the puppies a little bit, so all square in the duel versus Underwood. But Shenandoah has already had a duel tonight. How'd that go?
Right, they beat Trainer 40-34. Got into this duel. Trainer and Underwood already had a duel scheduled, and Shenandoah was able to get in as a 3rd team. Because they don't actually see these 2 teams during the regular season.
And good wrestling programs.
Right, and they're both in our 1A district. We moved down from 2A to 1A this year, both in our district. And so some of these matches are big matches for seeding.
Sure.
We can talk about that later at halftime maybe.
Well, that's great, and they're having a fantastic season. I mean, absolutely.
Excellent season so far.
That ball was passed from Zwickel, stolen away. Rasmussen going up, didn't even look at the hoop, but missed it. And the and 1 on the rebound from Henderson. So Rasmussen kind of threw up some stuff, and then Henderson bailed him out, and he's going to the line as Zwickel gets called for the foul. Like, this game is a 9-point game. It's kind of like the girls' game. This game's 9 points, right? Atlantic has the lead, but Shenandoah is kind of just getting in their own way. He should be done. He should be done. Yeah.
That's an and one.
Yep, not an and two. It's just an and one.
And is a conjunction.
Yep.
If you didn't know, it's a conjunction word. Mm-hmm. You make a basket and one free throw, and then you're done.
They got it. They got it sorted out.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's kind of similar in that girls' game, right? The Phillies were kind of getting in their own way in that first half. They kind of figured it out. The Mustangs kind of doing the same thing. Zwickel picks up his dribble. See if they can kind of settle into it and just kind of slow the pace down a little bit. Cepeda gets it on the left wing, tried to get it inside. Good hands by Rasmussen. And McLaren on the dribble drive. And tough finish there for Henderson. Good defense by O'Rourke. We're under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Shenandoah trying to find their sea legs here on the offensive end. Good dump down to Graham. A lot of contact. No foul called and the wrong direction pointed. If you're not going to call a foul, you point the direction to the guy that got fouled, right?
Yeah.
They did call a timeout, so we're going to take it with them. I digress. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Ignite is a creative and flexible learning opportunity of the Shenandoah Community School District. Through Ignite, students and families can perfectly tailor an educational system that matches their own individual needs. So you might be wondering, who's Ignite for?
My name is Caitlin Widger, and I am a hybrid student with Ignite.
I'm Camden Vesley, and I'm an Ignite student.
I am Alex Frazee, and I am a hybrid student that has the opportunity to take Ignite courses.
Ignite is flexible, accessible, and inclusive of all students K through 12. So the only question is Ignite right for you?
We're back here in Shenandoah. 13-3 the score, Coach. A little herky-jerky offensively here. Helter-skelter, however you want to say it, whatever those fancy terms that the kids these days use. I don't think they use either of them. But just not quite clicking on all cylinders on the offensive end so far.
Yeah, just been something where Atlantic's just a step quicker and put a lot of pressure on the Mustangs' ball handling, and it leads to some rust shots.
And there you go, just a step quicker. Nice play by Williams, catching it and going straight to the baseline for an easy deuce. And Shenandoah breaking the tempo press. Now there's about 25 seconds still to shoot. You've got time. No need to rush something. Let's run a set, see if we can get a play here. And Spangler tried to get it inside, ended up nearly turning it over. Zwickel now has it. Baseball pass to O'Rourke on the drive, and he's blocked partially by Rasmussen. And this time Rasmussen goes up and fouls at the apex, Coach. That's a big $5 word for you. It's only 4 letters, but that's a word people don't use.
Yeah.
That means at the top.
At the top. But O'Rourke earns his way to the free throw line. He got his own rebound, went right back up, got fouled.
O'Rourke can't make the front end of his 2 shots. Trying to chip into the lead here just a little bit. Second free throw short and rebound by Henderson. So an empty possession there for Shenandoah. Skip pass into the corner, 3 long, and then kicked back to Zwickel as Shenandoah looking to push. Nothing there, no numbers. Let's set up a set. Zwickel has it between the circles, gets it to Cepeda. Cepeda, crafty lefty. Don't know if that's in the scouting report. Graham to O'Rourke, who has played the entirety of this game so far. Spangler looking to drive. Good defense here in the half court by Atlantic. Until right there. Good patience, but just couldn't finish as Williams contested at the top. Couldn't get it to go. But that was a pretty good possession. They didn't panic. They got a good look. Just got to finish. And there's Williams again beating Graham on the baseline. It's like it's the over closeout, right? That's twice now that's happened where Williams has taken Graham baseline really with little resistance. And fortunate for Shenandoah that time, he wasn't able to finish.
Yeah. How do you got to close out, squeaking those feet, high hands, and then be ready to play defense on the move, right?
Spangler picked up the dribble, gets it to Graham. Graham on the drive, had some contact, but and that is another senior, Roth Denbesti. Another senior for Atlantic checking into the ball game.
Yeah, they have quite a few old kids here.
Lormer checking back into the game, and there it is, a needed bucket for the Mustangs as they trim it back to single digits. Hudson McLaren has it, giving him the right hand. I wouldn't recommend that, but they gave him the right hand. And Waters to DeBesti, 3, got it in off the bench. He's only been in the game for about 30 seconds, and he's already got 3 points. Lormer on the drive, and we're going to get a foul called on Sawyer Terrell, sophomore, checking in the game for the first time. But back and forth, up and down, 18-6. Shenandoah, I mean, they've had some opportunities, but not really a lot of shot opportunities, right? I feel like they've only had like 8 shots tonight.
Yeah, not many.
Not many. They've had a handful of free throws as Lormer knocks down another one. He's got 5 on the night to this point. But seems like Atlantic's had about 20 shots here in the quarter, and Shenandoah's had about, like I said, like 7 or 8. I mean, I suppose that makes sense with the score, but anyways, shot clock off, 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Atlantic can hold for 1. Waters skips it over, and now at the buzzer. Oh, that's long. Backside rebound by Lormer, and that'll end quarter number 1. 10-point lead for the Trojans. We'll step aside. We'll be back in 60.
So many ways that I think Iowa has helped, but I think most importantly to us, it's continuing to engage with us.
When we came together, we both felt like we would bring a couple things from our past into the present, and that one of those was their Courage on the Court event.
We're back here in quarter number 2. Coach, have we learned anything during the break, basketball related or not?
Well, we know that we're going to have to be more patient on the offensive end, I would say, and get good looks.
That's basketball related. Anything non-basketball related that we've learned yet? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the duel might be over here between Underwood and Shenandoah. It looks like Underwood might have just won 43-32, but very solid duel between the two ranked programs.
And we're going to get a foul on Williams after about 3 offensive shots, 2 offensive rebounds, and that has been an issue for Shenandoah this year, regardless of opponent, is the rebounding on the defensive end, right? Forcing to 1 or no shots.
Right, for sure. And again, you got to box out. It's not just about jumping up high. It's about boxing out.
I've said this to my wife when we're watching our kid play JV basketball. We'll see a shot go up, and I'll just turn and look at her, and I'll say, boxing out is optional. And it's a joke, and it's kind of ha-ha, but like, it's hard. Like, if it's hard to rebound against athletic kids if you're not first to contact, right? That's how it's hard to do. And I think the Mustangs are finding that out here as the season's gone on. Spangler, step back 3, no good. And there again, no box out from Atlantic. And Burdorf gets the rebound. So you got to put a body on somebody. Rasmussen all over Camden Lormer, and definitely a length advantage there for Rasmussen. So standing still, dribbling the ball for Lormer, maybe not the best course of action there. Lormer needed some help. He got some from Burdorf, and then nobody home on the pass by Athan, and it's stolen by Williams as we go the other way. Henderson on the drive, attacking.
A double dribble and a travel.
Attacking Athan, couldn't get it. And then we're going to get in over the back because that's what it was. He was over the back. Right, Coach?
Yeah, and it should have been a turnover to begin with. He spun around, then stepped another step, and then dribbled.
All I'm going to say is I was watching the Nebraska-Kansas State game the other night. And maybe it's because it's Big 12 commentators and they're not always great. But there was a call where it was a Nebraska player got called for a foul while going for a rebound behind another guy. And they called over. They were talking about it being over the back.
They were.
These guys get paid way more than Marvin does. And I feel like they know something.
Well, they must not know anything about displacement then.
They called it. 3 from Waters. In and out. Burdorf using them gangly arms to get the rebound. Athan, crafty lefty, and he's going to get a foul called against him on Gavin McLaren, it looks like. 3rd foul for Atlantic already here in the second quarters. It looks like it's kind of tightening up a little bit, Coach.
Yeah, starting to call a couple more fouls on both teams.
Nope, just one. Trying to even it out a little bit. It'll happen. It's 8-5 right now in fouls. Lormer to Burdorf. Now O'Rourke has it. Spangler, 3. Just long. Rebound offensively by Lormer as there was nobody to box him out. Lormer fishing for a foul, couldn't find it, and Atlantic out and running. McLaren to Williams. That's long. Backside rebound attempt by Spangler. And again, nobody boxed out, so Shenandoah was pretty fortunate to get the ball back as that foul was called in over the back on Hudson McLaren.
Yeah, rebounding foul again. That's 3 rebounding fouls in a row.
Yeah,
on Atlanta.
I mean, honestly, they're just like the kids that are not boxing out right now are getting rewarded, right?
Right.
I'm not saying you need to knock kids over, but like, better kind of put a body on somebody, right? That's what Christmas break is for, right?
Box out drills.
Box out drills.
Some little shell drill.
I love that drill. Graham to Lormer, 8 to shoot. Lormer on the drive, kick out to Spangler in the corner. Spangler to Athan, 2 to shoot. Got to put it up, young man. Did not get it off in time, but they let him play on. And he did get it up in time. There you go.
Yes.
He didn't, but they said he did. McLaren tipped away by Burdorf. Race to the ball.
Get a foul.
They're going to call Burdorf for a foul there.
At what point in time did he foul him?
Oh, I love it. I can't wait. I know I feel bad for your boy. I cannot wait until he watches this back or your daughter watches it back and listens to you dad moment that whole situation, because that was great. He didn't foul him, but I'm with you on that. Graham for the rebound, and it's still 18-8, so we haven't had a whole lot of scoring here in the second quarter, or any scoring in the second quarter. I don't think anybody scored.
Nope, we're still
goose eggs.
Yeah, nothing's.
There have been 5 fouls by my count, just 4, just kidding. 4 fouls collectively, but no points, and that time a block on the backside by McLaren. And then fight for the ball is poked out of bounds by Athan, playing with 2 fouls, so it'll stay with Atlantic. Both teams looking for their first bucket of the second quarter. Rasmussen, 3, wing, got it. That's 6 points already for Colton Rasmussen. Spangler now between the circles. Graham on the left wing. He had Athan if he wanted him. Couldn't get it to him. Lormer on the drive. Driving in the trees. No foul called on him, but a foul called on Athan. You don't hate the aggressiveness, but just kind of sometimes it's the penetration, right?
Yeah.
There's 4 guys in there that are 6'4". Maybe this is not the best idea.
Right, the whole jump stop, jump shot.
Yeah, play off of 2 feet, right?
Or a floater of some type, maybe.
Yes, agreed.
I feel like we talk about that a lot.
Yes, the under control drive, I have zero problem with.
Right.
Like, from anybody. Be under control the whole time. Play off 2 feet, especially if you're in a crowd. If you draw another defender, right, somebody else is open. But, I mean, there's a time and a place for a super aggressive drive. When there's 3 or 4 opposite colored jerseys in there, that may not be the best time.
Right.
If you get bailed out by a foul, it's great. But when you don't, sometimes you end up turning it over. Like, there's a nice drive. That time by Rasmussen, there was nobody in the paint when he started that drive, and there's a nice drive. And this time, turnover by Shenandoah, as we're going to go the other way. As Zwickels checked back in, as has Cepeda, 23-10 with 3:15 to go in the first half. Rasmussen, there's your pull-up jumper, coach, but no good. And Cepeda with the rebound. Long outlet to Spangler. Spangler gets it back to Zwickel between the circles. Zwickel gets it poked away, gets it back. Now Cepeda on the left wing. Gets it to Graham. Graham, nice little mid-range J. No good. Rebound by Dan Bestie. I feel like I'm saying that right. I have no idea. I hope I am. Rasmussen, 3. Bang! Talk about coming alive in the second quarter. He had 3 points in the first quarter. He's got 11 now. And he has scored the last 8 only 8 for the Trojans here in this quarter. Timeout called by Shenandoah, and we're going to take it with them. We have 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this.
Here it is. This is where my passion is my major.
With more than 80 areas of study, dozens of clubs and activities to choose from, and advisors who ask the right questions and offer support, it's easy to be you at Iowa Western.
We're back here in Shenandoah. Shenandoah with the ball, 23 seconds on the shot clock, 2:22 to go until halftime. And they are down 26-10, taking the ball out under their own basket. Ball is inbounded to Zwickel. And he's carrying the ball, yep. And fortunately didn't get called for a technical there.
Just a little frustration, bounce of the ball.
We didn't carry it on the pounding the ball to the ground, but it was the other time he did. Rasmussen to Den Bestie into the corner to Waters. Now back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen, little spin move, step through, nice move, but couldn't finish. And now O'Rourke on the dribble, going inside, gets it to Graham. Got some contact at the top, but no foul call. Den Bestie with the rebound. So Rasmussen to Waters. Waters on the drive, passing to Williams. Den Bestie for 3, traveled. Yes, he did. Kid can shoot, though, off the bench. He's already made 1. He's only shot 3. One of them didn't count. But of the 3 shots he's taken tonight, Coach, he's made 2 of them. That's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, that is a good percentage.
There's a song. 2 out of 3.
Ain't bad.
I don't even know what it's about, but it's probably about shooting threes.
I bet it's not about shooting threes.
I bet it is. Shenandoah with the ball, 1:20 to go. And the ball is into O'Rourke, and no shot. Boy, that's tough. You'd like to see the end one there.
Yeah. In those quick whistles.
But that will be 2-shot foul. As that was the 5th team foul. As Den Bestie gets called for the foul, and that'll send O'Rourke back to the line, who has scored 2 points tonight. Free throw by O'Rourke. Off to the left. Second free throw on the way, no good as well, but there's, well, I was going to say Cepeda getting the rebound, but just couldn't corral it. So now Rasmussen bringing the ball up the floor. Just over a minute to play until halftime. Rasmussen to Waters, to McLaren, then Bestie. Nice little offensive play, but couldn't finish as Rasmussen had a step. And now we're right at a minute to go until halftime. Warmer to Zwickel. Zwickel behind the backboard, hit the side of the backboard. And then Cepeda fortunate to grab that wild shot and going to get a trip to the line. Not the prettiest offensive possession, but boy, it worked. Coach, your thoughts?
He got some points on the board.
That's hard to make a basket when you are behind the side of it. That's hard.
Yeah.
But to have it hit off of the backboard, the side of it, bounce off a hand, get into Cepeda's hand, who then gets fouled for an and one.
Yeah, it somehow got all the way to the middle of the
court.
court.
Yeah, it did. It got into the middle. Waters for three on the wing. No good. Backside rebound by Cole Graham, friend of the program. About 6 seconds difference between shot and game clock here. Spengler now has it right at the 10-foot line. Lormer trying to get it into Graham. Can't get it there. Pass ahead to Waters. Nice finish. Good assist by Rasmussen. And now 15 until halftime. Spengler to Cepeda. 8 seconds. Cepeda on the drive. The lefty gets to the line because he's left-handed. They don't expect it, Coach.
They didn't see it coming.
Nope. It's probably in a scouting report. Were your scouting reports that detailed? Who's the lefty?
We definitely knew who was left-handed.
Do you think Atlantic knows?
I mean, I would assume.
Probably well coached.
If they have some type of written scouting report, I would expect that to be on it.
I would agree with you. Checking into the game for Atlantic is Connor Silence. CJ Silence is what it says in parentheses on Bound. Cepeda makes them both. 3 seconds until half. Rasmussen, bang, at the buzzer. 31-24, or 31-14. We've seen essentially two buzzer beaters tonight. One to send us to overtime in the girls' game, and one, almost three, because we almost harder had the softball throw from the opposite 10-foot line, and that was inches away from going in. But, Coach, before we go to break here with 10-ish minutes, what are we looking for Shenandoah? What are we talking about if I put you in the locker room? What are we saying to the guys down by 17 with 2 quarters to go? Maybe haven't played our best ball.
Yeah, again, I think the biggest thing is making sure that we're getting defensive rebounds. Got a defensive rebound. Can't give Atlantic second and third and fourth opportunities. And then again, just slow down on the offensive end of the court. Right? Give yourself a little bit of time to run through some stuff and get to a point where you're getting an open shot. Right? No rushed shots. Just slow yourself down just a little bit and wait until you do get that open look.
So we're going to step aside. As you can see, there are lots of gals on the floor right now. So there's going to be lots of loud music. So we'll be done. As the Valley Dance Company, they're coming to do some little halftime performance. So we're gonna mute it so you can't hear us, but you can see them. I won't put any screen up there so you'll be able to see them. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. We're back here as we are just about set to start the third quarter. Coach, there's 8 minutes on the clock. As soon as the official touches or throws the hand down, it's going to be right at 7:59 immediately. Boom, there it is.
But it goes 7:59.9, .8,
Nope.
It doesn't just skip from 7:59.
So then at 1 minute, does it go 1 minute? Like 59.9? No. You'll see. Sorry, this is a conversation from like 2 hours ago that we didn't talk about on air because we don't agree. So we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it alone, and we'll get back to the action.
I find it hard to believe that a clockmaker would make it sit on 1 minute for 2 seconds. But maybe they just haven't figured out how time works yet.
I know how time works. Ethan picks up the rebound, and Shenandoah looking to get a little closer here. Lormer, 3 in the corner, long backside rebound by Gavin McLaren as Atlantic looks to push on the drive, stripped by, looks like Spangler as Shenandoah looks to push again. O'Rourke trying to drop step into some arms. Good defense there by Williams. As he was pretty well straight up there, O'Rourke just kind of jumped into him there. Right? I mean, wouldn't you say as an official?
Yeah, I would agree.
Offense initiated the contact. As that shot goes down, believe that was Henderson there. Is that right? Right?
That was by McLaren.
Sorry, 23-24, similar.
Yeah.
Ball poked away by, looked like Waters there. Spangler to O'Rourke. Just long. And still a goose egg on the board for Shenandoah here in this third quarter. In Atlantic, choosing to run a set here. Waters, pump fake. Spangler all over him. Rasmussen, top of the key. He'll shoot a 3. That's no good. Rebound by Berdorf. Shenandoah looking to push. No numbers, but there's a drive and just kind of right into him. But, again, got bailed out on that one, right? As Williams gets called for the bump. 4 on Williams.
Yeah, he just kind of got in the way and picks up his 4th foul.
So Williams will sit with 4, and that will bring in the other of the McLarens, Hudson McLaren, who played a lot of minutes in that first half. Spangler, ball gets stolen away by Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it to Waters in the corner. Waters, nice little dump off and a foul. The dump off to Henderson, and the foul by Ethan, his 3rd. And again, that's something to kind of keep an eye on, the foul situation with Williams now with 4. Now second Mustang in foul trouble as believe Berdorf. Yeah, he's got.
Both are playing with 3.
Now, did Berdorf get all 3 of his in the first half?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right, that one down here in the corner that I covered my microphone from saying something really bad.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you forgot you were up here doing a job.
I didn't mean to.
It was
if the what is it?
You didn't swear. You were all right.
Somebody comes after me. I tried to hurry up and cover.
To be fair,
cover the mouth.
Just for your edification, that's a word.
Yeah.
Use that. Another $5 word. Word of the day: toilet paper. For your edification. I have been told multiple times by the Fuller Digital Solutions guys, you can say whatever you want. It's on YouTube. Probably shouldn't swear though. Like as that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to swear, but good to know.
Yeah.
As a nice drive by Lormer will put him on the line, and that's another guy with 4 fouls for Atlantic. Gavin McLaren's going to sit for a little while.
Yeah. So right after Ethan picks up his 4th foul down.
Yeah.
He did. He picked up his 4th down there. And now 2 guys for Atlantic with 4 fouls.
I was too busy talking about YouTube.
Yeah.
1,000 apologies there. And first free throw and the first point of the second half, good for Lorimer, who's got 7. If he makes this free throw, he will have half of the team's points, Coach. He's got 7. This could be 8. Can he cash in? Yes, he can. So Shenandoah has 16. Lorimer has 8 of them. That's half, Coach. That's math. Rasmussen gets hounded, tries a little English, but it rolls off of the rim because of that English. And Shenandoah looking to push. O'Rourke goes up through some contact, can't finish. Rebound by Henderson and the Trojans. And that time, Rasmussen on the drive and the finish. That'll be a foul, I believe, on Burdorf there. Yep, that'll be 4. So both teams have 2 kids with 4 fouls. Thoughts on that foul, Coach? You were pretty quiet that time. You have to rewatch that one.
I will, because I feel like Joey might have actually got him, but
in a situation like that, and I know Joey's a freshman and he's going to learn. He'll learn stuff like this. But do coaches anymore, as Rasmussen misses? Do coaches anymore educate kids? I'm not picking on any coach. I'm just seriously asking the question. As Lorimer hits a 3 in the corner, I'm seriously asking this question because I don't know. Do coaches educate kids when somebody's got a foul situation and there's a heap of bodies? Hey, I know I don't have very many. I'll raise my hand and take it. Do you think that the girls, boys, whatever school, doesn't matter? Do you think at this level that they're having that conversation? Because they did when we played.
We did. We definitely did. I know I saved buddies from their second, third, fourth fouls before, and I know plenty of guys. I know I said, hey, raise your hand.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Keep me out of foul trouble. That's on you.
But you have that conversation in practice. Is that something that you think you have a daughter in it, you have a son in it. I'm just getting a daughter started in it as a freshman at this level, so it's a different skill amount of players, but you know what I mean? Is that something that is lost on this age group of kids?
I feel like it's not something that my kids have ever talked about, I guess.
Cepeda hit every piece of that rim, and it went in 39-21. I just find that interesting. It's just kind of one of those heady
Is it
plays.
A generational thing? Because remember when we had to raise our hand for a foul?
Yeah, we had to raise our hand.
You had to hey, you're guilty. But raise your hand.
I guarantee you, 95, 96 times out of 100, if there's a heap of bodies and somebody raises their hand, even though maybe you just absolutely know it was another person, they're gonna give it to the guy or gal that raised their hand.
Right.
Sorry, that was on me. My fault.
Yep.
Sorry, I digress. But that's just an interesting soapbox conversation to have. Tonight, got a couple guys with 4 fouls. If you have somebody do that like an O'Rourke in that situation, maybe Burdorf gets to stay on the floor.
Right.
Anyways, we move on.
Yep.
Waters on the drive. Good help defense by Spangler. 3 by McLaren. No good. And out of bounds. Should go to Shenandoah. And it will. That was a 2-minute me talking to myself. But am I crazy?
No, I agree with you. That was definitely something that we did. And I don't know if we talked about it. We probably did. But we probably just saw it around us because we had to raise our hand, and people did it in college basketball, and we probably watched a lot more basketball than the kids do these days too. So
yeah, I agree. That's probably true too. 3 in the corner by Spangler, no good. Rebound by Den Bestie. Push ahead, nice pass, and Rasmussen continuing to have a whale of a night. He's got 21 of the 42 for the Trojans. Spangler to Zwickel. Cepeda. Go baseline, lefty. He goes baseline into contact. See? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, just kind of snuck down the baseline.
Yeah, he did. He could have done it easier earlier, but he kind of hesitated. But he still gets to the baseline because he's a crafty lefty. That's just an interesting conversation that maybe I don't talk to many coaches, but you do. You work with a handful of them on a daily, right? Yeah. So maybe that's a conversation you can have and report back after the first of the year. Maybe we'll get into that with Caroline Rogers getting 4 fouls in the third quarter at some point. We're like, hey, maybe somebody raised their hand.
Teammate,
yeah. If you're a kid that maybe plays 5-6 minutes a game, if you ever get into one of those situations, man, take it. You wear that. Be a good teammate.
Right, and just communicate hey guys, I got 4 fouls. Somebody save me.
Yeah, that's
necessary.
Interesting. I'm not saying Caroline's ever going to get into that bad situation, but just threw a name out there.
Right. I feel like some kids today, they don't even know when they have 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we played, we knew how many fouls everybody on our team had.
Yeah, I agree. And you also got told by your coaches. I mean, I'm sure our coaches do too, and everybody's do. Like, hey, you got 3. Hey, you got 2. But like in the heat of the game, maybe you forget. Maybe you just, or if you're not the one that has those fouls,
Right.
you know, if you're the other guy, you're not aware that your buddy has 3 already in the second quarter. That ball's stolen away. Waters goes up kind of awkwardly, but it counts as 2 points just the same, and it's a double up situation as Atlantic up by 23. O'Rourke, nice move inside against Den Bestie, and it's now 46-25. It's Rasmussen down to Henderson, and back to Rasmussen. He's looking to drive. Kicks out to McLaren. McLaren on the drive, good dump down, beautiful pass to Henderson. That was a really good under control drive, right? Play off 2 feet, hit Henderson for the easy deuce. Got some subs into the ball game for Shenandoah as Johnson goes in. A lot of contact there. Nolan Waters will get called for the swat as Eli Cameron's in the game, Logan Twyman's in the game, and as Johnson in the game as well, Aiden Johnson. And he'll go to the line for 2.
A good aggressive move by Aiden.
Free throw up and good by the sophomore, right? Sophomore?
Sophomore.
There you go. I believe all 3 that came into the game were all sophomores.
They are all sophomores. Now you got 4 sophomores in the game with Swickle.
As a senior. Correct. Johnson free throw attempt number 2, no good. And Thomas Leonard checking into the game for the first time, another senior. So 6 seniors on the varsity for Atlantic, and by my count, they only just have 12 varsity players. That's half of their varsity lineup, all seniors. As that bucket goes in by Waters, it's now 50-26. Atlantic stretching the lead here with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Cameron to Johnson. Out to Twyman at the top. Cameron driving middle, shoots up mid-range J, goes down. It's feathery touch for Eli Cameron.
Yeah, gets the nice roll there off the back iron.
But that's that drive you were talking about, right? Don't overdrive, don't over-penetrate. You drive, shoot the mid-range J as that 3 goes down for Atlantic. 53-28. Under 10 to play. Put it up. Put it up. Zwickle to Johnson. 2 to shoot. 1 blocked by Waters. And that will end the third quarter. And we will step aside, pay a few more bills. We'll be back right after this.
This very moment, a board-certified general surgeon will be leading her team in the removal of her patient's gallbladder. In this newly remodeled surgical suite, she'll use the latest technology and small laparoscopic incisions for a quicker recovery time. In a couple of weeks, the patient will have a pain-free and normal life again. These are the things that happen here every day. The new surgical center at Shenandoah Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
We're back here in Shenandoah. Fourth quarter about to begin. The original starters back on the floor for Shenandoah. Williams on the drive, playing with 4 fouls. Missed the runner. Rebound by Athan, also playing with 4 fouls. And Lormer has the ball out to Athan. Athan shoots a shot. A little 3-ball. Corner pocket. Athan on the board now with 5 on the board in the second half for his first bucket of the second half. Like, that just shows you how valuable he is. I mean, he's probably only played, as that three-pointer misses everything, it's going to go the other way to Shenandoah. I said this in a game early in the year, but he had only played, whatever game it was, maybe the first game against Underwood. He'd only played like 5 minutes of the game. He had like 11 points. Like, he's super valuable as a guy that can get himself a bucket, and he's just got to stay out of foul trouble. Like, I mean, that's just something he's just got to do. He's just got to continue to get better at that as he continues to grow in the game of basketball. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, we saw that last year too, where if he can keep himself out of foul trouble, he can do some really good things on both ends of the court.
Nobody back there to stop Waters as he goes coast to coast, 55-31. Lormer on the drive. Swing around. Spangler missed to the right, and now Rasmussen on the drive. Contest by Burdorf, but Rasmussen knocks it in. 26 big points for Colton Rasmussen. Have a night, young man.
Yeah, he's really good. He's their leading scorer coming into the ball game and has been.
Yeah, averaging 24 and a half.
Key part of their offense for the last couple of years.
Like, that's a lot to average for a season, for a week, but for the course of the season, you said they were 1-6, 1-7, so they played 7 or 8 games. That's almost half of the season, and to average half of 50, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he signed somewhere. I don't recall where, but
and
it was good.
On cue, knocks down a triple. 29 for Rasmussen. I bet he signed with a college.
Yeah.
I think so. I bet he did. All of our fans watching from Atlantic, because our stream's the best. So it's at least in the top 3 tonight, right?
Top 3 for sure.
Top 3 stream tonight in Shenandoah at this time in this gym. Top 3, easily. There's 3 streams going on right now for those of you watching at home. Let us know if you know where Mr. Rasmussen has committed. Or maybe Marvin's going to check that out for us. Marvin, you've been pretty quiet here in this boys' game. That girls' game might have wore you out. Burdorf, drop step, can't get it. Rebound by Henderson. And we're under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Rasmussen drives middle, off to the corner, and now Henderson on the drive. Rasmussen, he'll shoot another 3. Can't get it to go, and loose ball corralled by Lormer. Ball stolen away, but then tippy-toed on the line did Nolan Waters. So it'll stay with Shenandoah. I don't think Marvin's found anything yet. We'll let you keep digging, Marvin. Does he need any assistance, Coach, or does Marvin got it?
I
think Marvin's going to get it?
Yeah.
Good. Backside rebound by O'Rourke. Just a freshman, but I can already tell. Friend of the program. Backside rebound. There you go. He must watch. 60-33.
He's been offered by Simpson.
Oh, well.
Doesn't look like he's accepted.
I would imagine, as Burdorf picks up that rebound, I'm not a college scout, nor do I claim to be, nor did I stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But I would argue that he might be too good for Simpson. And maybe that's why he hasn't committed. Maybe he's waiting for a D2.
A bigger offer?
Yeah, or something like that. I'm not suggesting D1 by any stretch. He's a talented player, but and that's not that Simpson's a bad school. Simpson's a fine school in a good conference and a good institution. As Athan tumbles hard into the bleachers. Dunk it! And Burdorf can't get the layup. And Athan is still a little bit ginger over here. And I think Coach Spiegel's trying to get them to stop the game because Athan was banged up there.
Well, I think he was trying to get a goaltend because they slapped the backboard.
Oh, okay.
This layup, so.
So Coach Spiegel did call a timeout, and we'll take it with him. So we'll be back in roughly 30 seconds. We're back here in Shenandoah. A lot of things kind of happened there.
The other official just told him, he said, it doesn't matter if he slapped the backboard, the ball wasn't going in. That's actually not part of the rule. You don't get to decide. It's kind of like infield fly rules.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to decide whether my kid's athletic enough to go catch it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right?
I agree.
You don't get to choose.
I agree.
when to enforce a rule, but not to.
Yep.
Right?
It's like over the back.
Right. But if he just makes the layup to begin with, it doesn't matter.
Oh
boy!
Did I lose anything? We're good.
Just almost decapitated me, but pulled it on the cord.
Whoa, Marvin, you okay? Marvin's good.
My headset almost just decapitated me.
That was my fault. Sorry, my back's a little bit tender, and I was relaxing a little bit, and I put my foot down, and I about ripped the headphones right off of Coach Burdorf's neck there. 1,000 apologies. Did Marvin find anything? You told everybody, right?
Yeah.
It was the Simpson, right?
Yeah, Simpson offered.
Gotcha. Well, we're back.
Like he's signed with anybody. I guess I could check. I could check the KMA. KMA has a.
Does he have a huddle profile?
Like, yeah. But KMA.
Well, you don't do it. Have Marvin do it.
Yeah. KMA.
Come on, you got to do the color on this. So have Marvin do it. Nice drop step move by Roth, Din Bestie, and that's going to be 62-33. As now Shenandoah with 3.5 minutes to play in the ball game. The shot from Ethan knocks down another triple. Again, stay on the court, young man. You can do that. You can fill it up. And then we had a turnover by CJ Silence, who stepped on the baseline, which is definitely a no-no. It's like fumbling the ball on the way into the end zone, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't. That's illegal. Can't do that. And checking into the game is Corbin Ritter for Atlantic. 3, corner. Lormer got it. 62-39. We're at 3 minutes to go in the game, and I think Atlantic coach has seen enough. The regulars are coming back in, coach.
Are they? For 3 minutes?
Yep. Rebound by Spangler, and Lormer pushing the ball ahead. Spangler dribbling into the corner, gets the ball into Cepeda. His lefty goes up strong, got it in. 62-41, 2:40 to go. That ball's batted away, and a foul called. Can't get the number for sure. There's that 2. Yeah, Sawyer Terrell gets called for the foul. Believe it or not, coach, there's 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's the first foul. So basically the officials are saying for the last 5.5 minutes, nobody's fouled.
That's pretty amazing basketball.
Mm-hmm. Clean.
It's not the Big Ten.
No.
Although Michigan State never seems to get called for a foul.
It's all right. You come to the bank. If you're Michigan State, come to the bank, find out how good that goes. we don't lose to Michigan State in 2023 at PBA.
But then, did you see? You saw the Michigan State score this weekend.
Oh, when they played Baylor.
Yeah. What was that?
That was letting me know how good Nebraska is. As Spangler ran right into Gavin McLaren, and then we're going to get a jump ball. Something? We're going to get something?
Yeah, they call the jump ball.
Well, the arrow's facing Shenandoah. Yep, so Shenandoah will keep possession with 2:09. Yes, that was a crazy game. They absolutely took care of the fighting
Bears.
Fighting. What is it, Drew? What's his name? Drew? Bryce?
Yeah.
No, that's the brother. Blocked by Leonard on the drive, but it'll step. He was on the baseline. That baseline's pretty thick. That's the second time a Trojan has stepped on that baseline. They might have a thin baseline at their gym. I don't know. Inbound to Zwickel. Zwickel on the drive. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound by Arnold, no. Rebound by Cepeda, just kidding. Rebound by Rasmussen. Dunk time.
Dunk time. Oh, yeah.
And put it down, Rasmussen, and that's now 33. And there's an injury on the floor as Brock Henderson, little ginger, to get to the bench. So Corbin Ritter will check in. Yeah, coach, 33 points, so half of the team's points.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Solid night for him.
First dunk I've seen this year.
That is the first dunk we've given up this year.
What? Why? What are we? 8 games in?
Yeah.
8? So this would be the 9th, or is this the 8th?
This is number 9.
So, in theory, we're on pace to give up like 2.2 dunks for the year.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I think we'll give up 2.2 against Lewis Central in the first
No.
round. You watch.
No. We have that game. I did not call that foul was called on Roth Denvesti. The last time Lewis Central came to the barn here.
Scott Frost was in the building?
Well, no, I was sick.
Oh.
You had to call that game all by yourself.
I bet you that wasn't worth going back and rewatching. That would just be my assumption.
I felt so bad for you because I sprung it on you because I was sick. As Cameron shoots a 3 in the corner, that's no good. But you did a fine job. You did a great job, as that's a good hustle play by Cole Graham, and that's his first points of the night. So yeah, hopefully I'm well, and we can both, because I haven't seen Lewis Central play in person, just on the stream.
You think some kids that we've seen are big? Wait till you see the guy that they start at center. He is a first team All-State lineman.
Sure. Well, I mean, we weren't streaming yet, but I was at the game that Fedoni was here, and Fedoni was, he's 6'5" and 230, 240 and solid.
Yeah.
I remember that, but
Blake Carroll gave him a good game that night.
Huh?
Blake Carroll was just a sophomore, and he had to guard him, and he did an excellent job.
Hey, if Nebraska ever plays Kansas in a bowl game, now that Nebraska finally has a quarterback for the next 3 years, they could face off against each other if they ever played in a bowl game.
They could.
Tight end versus lineman. He's still there, right?
Yeah, D-end, yeah.
Yeah. Redshirting this year, I presume?
I would assume so.
Pass stolen away by Twyman, then stolen right back by Sawyer Terrell. Terrell going up to Leonard, and Leonard puts it in. So Thomas Leonard makes it back to a 25-point game. 20 seconds to play in the game. Cameron's shot short and out of bounds. 20 seconds to go. Atlantic does not need to score. They can if they want to, but they don't need to. Shot clock is off. It looks like McLaren is just going to dribble this thing out. We got 10 seconds to play in the game. And that, folks, will do it. Atlantic salvages a split of the double dip that we are still not sure if it's conference or not. But a win is a win for the Phillies, and a win is a win for the boys basketball team for Atlantic. Coach, does Marvin have everything ready, or do we need to step aside for a second? Just take a peek.
Yeah, just give him a second.
Okay, we'll take one quick break. We'll come back to wrap things up, put a bow on 2023.
Pella Corporation in Shenandoah is growing. Pella is a family-owned company and has a strong heritage that started in 1925. Pella offers a strong benefit package, competitive wages, quarterly bonuses, profit sharing, and more. Pella has a decreased overtime schedule. You'll never work on Sundays, and you will have at least 2 Saturdays off each month to spend more time with your family. Go to careers.pella.com to see what jobs are available and apply today. Experience is not necessary, as Pella will provide training. Pella is an equal opportunity employer.
We're back here in Shenandoah, Rexroth Court. 68-43. Coach, Mustangs just kind of fell behind early and really just couldn't really catch up. What Marvin hand you there during the break?
Yeah, so Lorimer leads the way with 14 points. He also finished with 4 rebounds. He was 5 for 6 from the free throw line, so solid night from him along with his 3 threes. Juan Cepeda finishes with 10 points. Good night from him.
Off the bench.
Yeah, 10 points off the bench. Dalton Nathan finishes with 8. Again, if he's not in foul trouble, probably gets into double figures. Joey O'Rourke finishes with 6.7 rebounds. And then Eli Cameron finishes with 2. Cole Graham finishes with 2. Aiden Johnson finishes with 1 free throw. Joey O'Rourke and Cole Graham lead the way with 7 rebounds apiece for the Mustangs. Atlantic finishes the night as the victor, 68-43. Colton Rasmussen, the senior that averages 26.5 points a game, he finishes with 33 points on the night. Nolan Waters, a solid game from the crafty lefty guard for the Trojans. He finishes with 16 points.
Stealing my sayings.
Yeah.
You like it.
Den Bestie, Brock Henderson finishes with 6. Den Bestie finishes with 5. Gavin McLaren finishes with 4. And Tyrell Williams and Thomas Leonard both finish with a basket. Brock Henderson finishes with 10 rebounds.
I feel like somebody, I don't want to interrupt you. I feel like somebody who's in charge should tell the kids to probably stop throwing the football when kids are going, because it almost hit the shot clock and it almost hit Mr. Newberg's daughter that he was holding. So maybe somebody should use their big boy voice. But anyways.
Yeah, probably not the right thing to be doing.
Coach, let's wrap it up. Let's put a bow on 2023. We'll take away this game. The girls' game was phenomenal as far as how it ended and how it finished. The boys' game, a little bit of a struggle. But let's put those things aside. 2023. This is our last broadcast of 2023. What are your thoughts on 2023? What are you going to remember the most? That's a good one. Put you on the spot.
That is good.
What are you going to remember the most 2023 via our broadcast? Because you haven't done them all with me.
No, so sometimes you get the really good games, but tonight was a really good game. It went to overtime.
Is this it? Is this the lasting one? And you don't call softball baseball with me?
I don't. You get to do that a lot. So probably that. I feel like there was a really good volleyball game in there somewhere. Probably, I really enjoyed the volleyball season. Especially the home games, the crowds were all loud and into it. So the one thing, let's say this, I'll remember 2023, our student section. Let's give a shout out to them because they've been active and involved in the high school student section here all school year for Mustangs and Philly Athletics. And so let's give a shout out to them because they provide a nice home environment.
Two claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! I think that's a good thing. I enjoyed myself calling, which you did not call, but you were obviously a part of, calling the Clarinda Shenandoah game. That was I called that with Trevor Mater in Clarinda, where Peyton Athan's kind of coming out party as far as becoming a dominant pitcher in the circle for the year. That was a phenomenal game. I loved that game. I know you were in it, so
right.
I didn't call it. I loved that. The football game, when they didn't actually win the game, but the West Central Valley game, where it was kind of down to the wire and it was the drive at the end of the game. That was a great game with the almost comeback, right?
Yeah.
I loved that. I obviously tonight kind of put a bow on top of the year, right, with the kind of buzzer beater 3 and then just the dominance in the overtime period to come away with a great win. It's a good year, I think. Could be better, right? But it could have been a heck of a lot worse. I thought it was a really good year, competitive all the way around, I think.
Yeah, I like what the direction that a lot of our sports are going.
Except for that softball program.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
We'll see what that looks like this summer. I agree. That Clarinda game you're talking about, that was fun. Lene Green hits a home run and gets the momentum started for the Phillies offense that night. Just a lot of fun stuff for our kids, and you throw in some of the other things that our kids do, and musicals and band and choir and just a lot of really good stuff going on for our school district this year, and a lot of things to be really proud of as a Shenandoah staff member, and our kids are doing some really good things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't get to show all of that on here, but it's nice to. I know when my kids were in middle school, you'd always send out a blast, to kind of let people know what was going on in your building, and I know that's appreciated by a lot of the parents, most of the parents, I believe. But I think everybody's kind of doing their part, and we just kind of continue to grow and do good things. But 2023 was a good year. Let's hope 2024 is even better, and hopefully all of you, if the 5 people that are still watching and listening, I hope that you all still enjoy the goofball that is myself and the guy who's kind of turned into a goofball because he's allowed himself to be one when he sits up here with me. Hopefully you guys enjoy us. And then again, Marvin, can't thank him enough. He's been great this year.
Yeah, and you throw in some of your other partners like Brody doing football.
Yeah,
with
Brody
you,
did great, and Soderberg did
on
fantastic in baseball, softball, and working with the KMA guys. I mean, they're always good. They're professional though, so I gotta I gotta be professional there.
Or like the JV.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully you guys that are at home, hopefully you enjoy it. It adds something to the stream, right? It's not just dead air, dead silence, and you're just watching it and it's boring. Hopefully it gives you that feel, right? A little bit of that you're watching a game, right? That you're watching a game on TV. So hopefully you get that, and hopefully we can keep giving that to you in 2024. So got anything else, Coach?
I got nothing.
Cool. Well,
everybody enjoy the holiday
break. Tomorrow you guys are getting out early.
Last
I
day
still have
tomorrow.
to work till 6. But anyways, you guys have yourselves a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will see you in 2024. Phillies win a thriller. Mustangs fall. So for Coach Burdorf, for Marvin, I'm TJ Young. Good night, everybody, and have a Merry Christmas.